Sorry, Sanchez. Emily Clout. Ellie O'Connor. Amy Yetmarek. Lauren Chitan.
We're ready. We're ready? Okay.
Sergeant. Allison Gage.
Anytime. We've already passed this card, so.
Ellen Stearns.
What?
Elizabeth Boyson. And Katie Sterlingson.
You have to write on it, set up there on the screen.
Oh, I'll get it.
Yeah, get this switched over because we can do it.
Thank you for writing. The mic line in, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're switched.
Okay, let's just check levels. Because right now you're still getting something, so you got to turn off that. You have to turn off the sound from the camera line.
No, I thought so I would to change audio. Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Of Real Presence Radio. On Real Presence Radio, welcome to the Knights Game Day Show, sponsored by Aaron's and First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card. For the Knights Game Day Show, here are your hosts, Michael Promis and Dan Johnson. Welcome to Howard Wood Field here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Tonight, the O'Gorman Knights are getting ready to take on the Lincoln Patriots. The Knights are perfect so far, 3-0 record with victories most recently, especially against Sioux Falls, Washington, and Lincoln Patriots at 1-2 on the season. A couple losses early on to Brandon Valley and to Roosevelt. Hey, folks, Michael Promis here alongside Dan Johnson, Brett Byler, and Alex High. A bit of a short pregame. The previous game, the Washington Warriors versus the Mitchell Colonels, just got over with, waited for that radio crew to move on out, so here we are to bring you a very condensed version of the Knights Game Day Show. We do apologize, folks. We're not going to be able to play our interviews from head coach from O'Gorman, Jason Poppinga, or head coach from Lincoln, the Lincoln Patriots, Jared Fredenberg. We do apologize for that. Just a symptom of the situation, but we will at least get you the keys to victory and some talk about this game. And Dan, I tell you what, the Knights have looked just fantastic, developed over the past 3 weeks. Going into week 4, looking at the Lincoln Patriots, who have really developed themselves, especially over the past year.
You know, coming in here against Lincoln tonight, here at Howard Wood Field, anytime you play another city opponent, I mean, these kids know each other. They played ball for all their whole life here in Sioux Falls, but anytime you can play another team, they're psyched, they're ready to play, just like we were last week with Washington and Roosevelt.
Absolutely, and the Knights, like I mentioned, just capitalizing on some success that they've had the past few weeks and just kind of getting better and better as the season progresses. So we're excited to see what adjustments they are going to make for this game. The one thing we do know is that they're moving around the defensive line a little bit. Brady Beck will not be starting defensively. Instead, Aiden Thomas is coming in to tackle from the end. John Kunkel is filling in from linebacker to end, and then filling in at linebacker, at least on the start, is CJ Stukel. So we will see how things play out there against these Lincoln Patriots. You're listening to the Knights Game Day Show, sponsored by First Premier Bank Card, and Aaron's. We are going to keep it right here, and let's get right into those keys to victory, sponsored by John Fritch and the Financial Benefits Company.
You know, I couldn't believe Washington on the first play singled Canyon Bauer. I thought at first I thought it was press, and I thought, well, they got a guy behind that to bracket the deep. I don't know whether that was a called play or a sight adjustment when they saw the coverage, but I mean, Canyon's faster than a small town rumor. You don't want to just cover him with nobody deep. They paid the price. Norton is coming along. Of course, he's got the good bloodlines from the Jimmy Jarding side of the family, and Jimmy Jarding was he's the toughest accountant I've ever met. Hopefully he'll he'll keep getting better. And Tate Wishard, the rolling ball of butcher knives, he just got to keep running hard with those shoulders square and making people bounce off of him. And if he can tie down that front seven, that makes everything easier for everybody else. What I really like is some of these receivers coming along. Connor Pavelka made a nice catch. Andrew Pujato, Logan Jones caught a couple. And then, of course, Jacob Bird. The fun part is when they figure out how to make Canyon a better player, and vice versa, Canyon will make them better players. Defensively, I've impressed the ends, Reeves and Thomas. Inside looks strong, Brady Beck, and that Sioux boy, well, he's a Christ the King altar boy, so you know he is tougher than anything. He'll get after you. Wittrey and Kowalczyk, I just like the way they get to the ball. And then George of the Jungle, George Schwabach at safety. I'm just glad to see him bouncing around and having fun. Offensively, I think the staff will do a great job at plugging guys in and finding other roles for some of the guys to adjust to what folks do to Canyon. And defense is all about contain and tackling. And I think that you get better and better as the season goes along. We got to contain the ball, get to it with a great pursuit angle, and then knock the guy down. Well, who's up this week? The Lincoln Patriots. They beat Stevens, Brandon. They went to 2 overtimes with them, lost a tough one, and they were ahead of Roosevelt in the third quarter. So they are a very impressive opponent. They've got a D1 commit, Grant Treber, and of course he's committed to Iowa State. And Iowa State only takes great athletes, of course. This goes back years and years. Anyhow, I think they're going to be a team. They almost beat Brandon. They led Roosevelt in the third quarter, and they're going to get things going and win a lot of football games, but not this one.
That's your keys to victory for the O'Gorman Knights, sponsored by John Fritsch with Financial Benefits Company. Financial Benefits Company helps individuals and businesses plan for retirement. John Fritsch can be reached at 605-334-8086. The O'Gorman Knights getting ready to take on the Lincoln Patriots here at Howard Wood Field, and this has been a condensed version of the Knights Game Day Show, sponsored by First Premier Bank, Premier Bank Card, and Aaron's. First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card are proud sponsors of Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights. First Premier Bank Card, locally grown, nationally known. And Aaron's is a lease-to-own retailer of furniture, electronics, and appliances. You can visit the Sioux Falls Aaron's store or shop online at aarons.com to experience the Aaron's difference. Kickoff for tonight's game coming right up, right here on Real Presence Radio.
Aaron's in Sioux Falls is a lease-to-own retailer of furniture, electronics, and appliances. Aaron's offers payments that include 12, 18, and 24-month plans, and Aaron's same as cash option. They provide delivery and setup with a lease-to-own agreement, and product service and repair are also included. You can visit the Sioux Falls Aaron's store or call 988-9999. And you can also shop online at aarons.com to experience the Aaron's difference. Own it.
Providence Financial is committed to protecting what matters most to you, your family, and your future. Mark Promis, a trusted choice independent insurance agent with Providence Financial in Sioux Falls, does not work for any one insurance company. He works for you. Mark provides coverage for home, auto, business, health, life, and more. And he can customize policies for you. To make an appointment with Mark, you can call 605-376-3227, or you can visit him at 3208 East 26th Street.
Community. It's at the heart of everything we do at First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card. From supporting area athletics to funding millions of dollars in academic scholarships, we continually seek new ways to improve and strengthen communities we serve. At the heart of these communities are people, our customers, and our employees. We work hard to ensure our customers are successful and our communities thrive. It's the Premier way. It's what community banking is all about. First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card. Locally grown, nationally known.
Takes a snap, fakes the legacy, short look over the pick, Billion gets the interception at the 35, runs up the left sideline, 2 players feet as he makes his way to the end zone. Takes the snap, looks to pass, fires a long ball down the middle of the field. Canyon Bowers there to pick it up at the 40-yard line. 30-20, turns off the afterburners. Touchdown, O'Gorman.
The Knights are coming.
On Real Presence Radio, this is O'Gorman Knights football. Today's game is brought to you by
Catholic Family Services, Catholic Community Foundation of Eastern South Dakota, Jarding Construction, Hagen Chiropractic Clinic, Mini Critters, Barnett Vision, Crossroads, the Barnes DeMoore Group Financial Advisors at Morgan Stanley, Sioux Falls Catholic Schools, John Fritsch with the Financial Benefits Company, McGuire Iron, Knights of Columbus Insurance Field Agents Jason Bell Richard and Heath Dickelman, Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street, First Premier Bank Card, Aaron's, Sioux Equipment Company, Hyde Bailey, Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness, and Mark Promise with Providence Financial.
With all the exciting action of O'Gorman Knights football, here's Michael Promise and Dan Johnson. Welcome one and all to Howard Wood Field as the O'Gorman Knights prepare to take on city rival, the Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots. The Knights come into today's game 3-0 on the season, and Lincoln at 1-2. Hey folks, Michael Promise here alongside Dan Johnson, and we are just quickly moving into this game, a bit of a delay from the last game, so we're going to get you some O'Gorman action coming up right here, but let's begin with a prayer.
This is Father Joseph Scholten, chaplain of O'Gorman High School. Let us pray.
We'll get right into your starting lineups, and it looks like, no, they're going to give the ball to Lincoln, So Lincoln back with the ball, 2nd and 15. Now back on their own 15-yard line, left hash. In shotgun spread formation, here's the pass over left side. That's going to be caught and brought in at the 20-yard line. Dragged in by number 6, Zach Hansen, a 6'4", 216-pound senior. Let's take a look then at our starting lineups, sponsored by the Barnes DeMoore Group, financial advisors at Morgan Stanley in Sioux Falls. The Barnes DeMoore Group can be reached at 605-338-6500, located at 300 Sharapa Place, Suite 503 in Sioux Falls. Products and services by Morgan Stanley Smith Barney LLC, member SIPC. Real quick, Terrell Eisenbraun in shotgun again, spread again, rolls out right side, looking down the field, fires it away. It's almost picked off by O'Gorman and in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. That's Nolan Ransom. Let's take a look at the starting lineups then for the O'Gorman Knights. We'll start with the defense since we have them out there. Starting D for O'Gorman, number 11, Noah Reeves at end. At tackle, number 54, John Sewing. At the other tackle, number 44, Aiden Thompson. And at the other end, number 15, John Kunkel. Linebackers for the Knights, number 21, C.J. Stukel. Number 22, Alex Kowalczyk, Number 32, Evan Witry. The corners, number 6, Bo Blunt. Corner, number 4, Andrew Bujado. And the safeties, number 3, George Schwabach. Number 13, Zach Norton. That's the starting lineups for your O'Gorman Knights. Again, sponsored by the Barnes DeMoore Group. Lincoln will have to punt things away, and in to kick is number 21, Nolan Ransom. He's going to kick it all the way to about the 41-yard line. That's the Lincoln 41-yard line. It kind of bounces dead and stalls in Patriot territory. So not bad field position there for the O'Gorman Knights to get out there, Dan, and start their first offensive possession.
Not a very good punt for Lincoln, but I tell you what, the Knights put a little pressure on there. I like the way how the safeties are hanging right with the wide receivers there. Great by Blunt and Norton back there. Great coverage by them on the defense.
It's a beautiful night here at Howard Wood Field, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. A little muggy, but the temperature's nice. A bit of a breeze, too, coming out of the east. In shotgun for OG is Zach Norton. He drops back. He's going to keep it himself, tucks it, moves up the left side, cross the numbers, past the 30, the 20, and he's pushed out of bounds at the Patriots' 17-yard line. And just like that, starting things off with the QB keeper.
Did you see how he dropped back?
Yes.
And all of a sudden, everything just kind of stalled a little bit and just wide open, and he saw that lane open to left, and he took off. He was untouched for, 12, 14 yards. Major pickup, but threw Lincoln off guard there big time.
Fake was sold very well in the Knights' benefits. 1st and 10 for OG. Ball on their on the Lincoln 17 left hash. Norton in shotgun, trips right. He's going to pass it over right side. A nice little screen. It's going to be picked up by number 14. Connor Pavelko rolls out right side and is brought down at about the 11-yard line. Connor Pavelko, of course, the kicker for OG, has played quite a bit of wide receiver this year for the Knights as well, and has turned out to be a tremendous asset.
We got a player down on Lincoln side on the far sideline, and I'm sorry I can't see the number. 28?
We will double check that. By the way, O'Gorman in their their away white jerseys with the silver numbers and letters with the dark blue trim. And with that, we apologize if we get some of these numbers wrong, folks. They are very tough to see at night and from a distance, which both of those factors are into play. So if we give you a number wrong, just bear with us. Lincoln then in their home crimson red jerseys, white numbers and letters, and a Columbia blue trim. Very sharp. Ooh. Very patriotic as well.
But Lincoln's playing a little soft there. They're going to have to, with the arm that Norton has, they're going to play a little aggressive. They're going to have to be a little bit tighter, I think. But in the last few plays, they're very soft and back. So they're kind of letting O'Gorman have a little bit of the field. And you can't do that against the powerful Knights.
Knights will be looking at 2nd and 3 from the Lincoln 10-yard line, which the injured player
20
is addressed. Yeah, number 20.
Stephen St. Pierre.
There we are. There we are.
DB, 6 foot, 170-pound senior. He's limping off. Looks like it's an ankle or a knee.
And by the way, while we have a chance, the Real Presence Radio Fall Live Drive is already next week. It's Wednesday, September 19th through Friday, September 21st. And if you enjoy all the great programs and special events like O'Gorman Knights football, please plan to call in and pledge your support between 7 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. and be an active member of this ministry and this family of faith and hope. We appreciate it. And should be a good, hopefully successful live drive.
2nd and 3.
Knights in shotgun. One back. Norton keeps it himself. Pulls it right side. Looks in the end zone. Trots on in just like that. Touchdown O'Gorman.
Untouched. Took it around the right side that time. Kind of like the same play before. You kind of hesitate a little bit. Let the play develop. Open the lanes. Boom. The offensive line doing a great job on both sides of the ball, Michael.
10-12 on the clock here in the first quarter. Within 2 minutes, the Knights put up the first score of the game over the home Lincoln Patriots squad. And on to try to tack on the PAT is Connor Pavelko. Pavelko standing at the 13-yard line. Assesses the situation, prepares the kick. Here's the snap, the place. Oh, it's a fake! Looks like the placement was missed. So Schlimgen fires it into the end zone. It's tipped once and down on the turf. I don't think that was a fake as much as it was just a botched snap. A little low. Schlimgen couldn't quite get his hands on it. Couldn't get it placed for Pavelko in time. Schlimgen did his best to try to make lemonade out of lemons, but couldn't quite do so. The Knights lead Lincoln 6-0. 10-12 on the clock here in the first quarter. This is O'Gorman Knights football.
At McGuire Iron, we believe in building a better tomorrow by providing unmatched services to deliver life-sustaining water. We're a family-run company that has been in business for over 100 years. We pride ourselves on using faith principles in our business practices every day. This deep faith in the church is why we support the Sioux Falls Catholic school system. From all of us at McGuire Iron and the Jones family, we wish all the O'Gorman students and student-athletes good luck this year.
Hey everyone, this is Heather Caro. Coming up September 19th through the 21st is Real Presence Radio's Fall Live Drive. Please plan to call in and pledge your support. And if you're listening on 94.5 or 91.3 FM in Sioux Falls or 88.9 in Aberdeen, especially make a note to call in when Sherry Brownrigg and I host on Thursday, September 20th from 11 to 2 and on Friday, September 21st from 7 to 9. We need your help to support our radio stations and be active members of this family of faith and hope.
Community. It's at the heart of everything we do at First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card. From supporting area athletics to funding millions of dollars in academic scholarships, we continually seek new ways to improve and strengthen communities we serve. At the heart of these communities are people, our customers, and our employees. We work hard to ensure our customers are successful and our communities thrive. It's the Premier way. It's what community banking is all about. First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card. Locally grown, nationally known.
Following the touchdown, the O'Gorman Knights pin the kick into the end zone, and Lincoln goes back to work on the second touchback of the game. In shotgun with spread receivers is Terrell Eisenbraun. He's going to hand it off up the middle this time. That'll be a nice little gain of a couple yards, thanks to number 8, Melvin Tia. That's a 5'7", 170-pound junior. Kowalczyk with the tackle. Alex Kowalczyk, a 5'11", 185-pound junior. We're probably going to call his name quite a bit tonight.
Yeah, and I'll probably butcher it, and I apologize. and I know his mom. So, the way how the defense has adapted since the house is out with the knee injury, I like how Coach Shannon Popica has really brought this defense together. They adapted from linebacker to end. And
2nd and 8, screen pass to Needles left side. That'll be enough for a Lincoln first down as he brings it all the way up to the Lincoln 32-yard line. And yes, the chains will move. But you're right, without having that 6'8" monster of a man, Brady Beck, right in the middle there at tackle.
Up the gut. It opens a few things up.
Yes.
But I like how the men have adapted everything. So how different positions, and they're coming into play here. So
9:32 on the clock here in the first quarter. Knights lead Lincoln 6-0 here at Howard Wood. Terrell Eisenbraun in shotgun, one back, hands it off up the middle again. That's Tia with the handoff, and he'll maybe pick up a yard if they give it to him. Yes, they will.
And they had the blitz on there. See how the linebacker came around the end, and they were coming around the right-hand side to get him, and he only got a yard.
2nd and 9 now for Lincoln. Here's Eisenbraun in shotgun. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. 1 comes in motion, but the handoff up the middle to Tia. Tia is going to be down, though, pretty much immediately.
He lost.
And maybe even lost a yard on that carry. Let's take a moment then for station identification. This is O'Gorman Knights football on Real Presence Radio.
You're listening to the RPR Network. FM 94.5 KGWD Sioux Falls and FM 91.3 KSTJ Hartford. Real Presence Radio. Your family of faith and hope.
So a loss of 3 from Tia brings up 3rd and 11 for the Lincoln Patriots. Shotgun, 1 back, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Tight end from left to right in motion. Here's the snap, but some whistles on the field. Lincoln just taking a little bit of time. No, they're going to call a timeout, actually. Just barely beat that clock. So with 8:21 on the board, Lincoln burns their first timeout. While they have a chance, let's step aside. This is, again, O'Gorman Knights football on Real Presence Radio.
Your family is depending on you. Your family is looking to you to make sure they're safe, protected, and taken care of. Knights of Columbus Insurance offers the protection they need, whether it's term life or whole life, long-term care insurance, disability income insurance, annuities, retirement planning, estate planning, or insurance analysis. Please call Jason Bell Richard at 605-305-0736 or Heath Dickelman at 605-351-7978. Knights of Columbus Insurance.
Morgan Stanley values long-term relationships with its clients. I'm Andy Demore, financial advisor with the Barnes Demore Group of Morgan Stanley's Sioux Falls office. Thad Barnes and myself know that building relationships begins with getting to know each client. We can create personal investment strategies to help meet retirement, education, and other financial needs.
Andy and Thad can be reached at 338-6500. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC.
Aaron's in Sioux Falls is a lease-to-own retailer of furniture, electronics, and appliances. Aaron's offers payments that include 12, 18, and 24-month plans, and Aaron's same as cash option. They provide delivery and setup with a lease-to-own agreement, and product service and repair are also included. You can visit the Sioux Falls Aaron's store or call 988-9999. And you can also shop online at aarons.com to experience the Aaron's difference. Own it.
Gorman with a fantastic sack of Terrell Eisenbraun a couple plays ago sent Lincoln up for a 4th and 13 situation and forcing Lincoln to punt yet again. And who was that on that sack there, Dan?
Noah Reeves. I'll tell you what, on that 3rd down play, he was right there and got that quarterback, Eisenbraun. Great. Noah Reeves did a wonderful job there.
Kind of a short-ish punt, but still in O'Gorman territory at the 45. 1st and 10 for the Knights. Handoff up the middle. It goes to number 30, Tate Wishart, his first carry of the game for a gain of 3.
Good field position now for the Knights.
2nd down and 7 for the Knights, knocking on Lincoln territory. Zach Norton comes out in shotgun. He has Wishart to his left. 2 receivers either side. Norton takes the snap, looks to pass. No, he ducks it, keeps it himself, tucks it, excuse me, dives up the middle on the QB keeper. This should be good for a gain of about 5 yards. We're seeing Zach Norton put up quite a few rushing yards already in this game, Dan. And, that's nothing unusual, of course. He's actually the 2nd leading rusher for O'Gorman, just behind Tate Wishart. But he does really well. I mean, he's a fast, versatile guy, and he can take a hit.
Actually, for the season, he's ahead of Wishart.
Is he? Excuse me. I apologize.
He's rushed 272 yards. Tate had rushed 210.
Oh, so close.
So, yeah.
3rd and 3 for the Knights on
There
the
we
right
go
hash.
again.
And here comes Norton again. Tucks it. He's got a lot of open field. Breaks one tackle at the 30. At the 20, he's being drugged down, but they can't tear him down. Finally, then, at the 14-yard line on the QB keeper. That's going to bolster up those stats a little bit there.
He carried 3 red jerseys with him.
He's the quarterback.
Oh, man.
And I think
that was some offense right there.
I think that goes back to what you said earlier, though, Dan, is that Lincoln just looks like they're playing just a little bit soft against O'Gorman. And if there's anything we've seen from O'Gorman, especially that front line, you can't play them soft because they are tough.
That's what I was getting at. You gotta play a little harder on them.
1st and 10 for OG. Ball spotted at the 15, right hash. The ball is fumbled on the handoff to Wishart. I think Norton might have been able to fall on that. We'll see what the spot is. Yeah, that'll stay with OG. Norton went to hand it off to Wishart with his right hand, and Wishart just didn't quite get it tucked underneath there. And so a dodged bullet there will bring up 2nd down and 14
Everybody
for
say
the Knights.
Hail Mary right there because that was oh, man.
The Knights had a rough go of it in that first game. First couple games, I should say, of the season. We don't want to see that again, right?
2nd long from the 19-yard line here.
5:30 on the clock here in this first quarter. Fake handoff to Wishart. Pass over top in the hands of Canyon Bauer. Then into the end zone. Touchdown, O'Gorman.
You see him come across wide open, untouched with the slant. I mean, untouched. Nobody with him at all. Why do you leave Canyon Bauer open?
And actually, no, excuse me. That was Connor Pavelko on the reception. That was Connor Pavelko on the reception. My apologies, folks. Wow. Again, it's the silver numbers against the white jerseys. That was Connor Pavelko, the kicker and wide receiver, his first touchdown of the night.
Because I don't see them leaving Bauer open. I mean, Pavelko, this is his, 3rd game, 4th game of the year. They really don't know him yet. And Connor, great.
Knights look to tack on the PAT. 5:25 on the clock here in this first quarter of play at Howard Wood Field. Knights now lead 12-0, again, pending that PAT.
The Knights for 2.
Yeah, Knights go for 2. Zach Norton in shotgun. 2 receivers to his left, 1 back. 2 backs, excuse me. Offset to the right. Here's the snap. Norton's rushed immediately, keeps himself, rolls out left, and body slammed with the corner.
Oh.
That will be no good. 12-0 the score remains. The Knights leading the Patriots again with 5:25 on the clock in this first quarter. We'll step aside. This is O'Gorman Knights football on Real Presence Radio.
Whether you need to be fitted with eyeglasses or contact lenses, or you need a comprehensive eye exam, Barnett Vision Clinic in Sioux Falls utilizes the latest technology and treatments available. Barnett Vision Clinic offers a wide selection of eye care products, including sunwear, eyewear, and contact lenses to fit your specific eye care needs. Barnett Vision Clinic offers a same-day pay for patients without vision coverage. Their number is 605-335-7757 or online at barnettvisionclinic.com.
Morgan Stanley values long-term relationships with its clients. Andrew DeMore and Thaddeus Barnes, financial advisors with the Barnes DeMore Group of Morgan Stanley's Sioux Falls office, know that building relationships begins with getting to know each client. Andrew and Thad can create personal investment strategies to help meet retirement, education, and other financial needs. Andrew and Thad can be reached at 338-6500. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley, Smith Barney LLC, member SIPC.
Welcome back to Howard Wood Field. The O'Gorman Knights leading Lincoln here in the first quarter. 5:25 to play, 12-0, and a pretty darn good start for OG, Dan.
Now, yeah, that was Connor Pavelko's first career touchdown with the O'Gorman Knights. And so he's number 14. He's a sophomore. He's 15 years old. His favorite food, he loves meat lovers pizza.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
baby. And his aspirations in life after high school, where does he want to go? Notre Dame.
Ah, yes.
in South Bend, Indiana. So he wants to give a shout-out to Hunter and Hannah Murphy in Salt Lake City, Utah, listening. That must be an aunt and uncle out there. And your Connor just scored his first career touchdown with the O'Gorman Knights here at Howard Wood Field. Knights lead 12-0 with 5:25 in the first quarter.
And then Connor Pavelka proceeds to put the ball in the end zone for the third time tonight, and Lincoln will go back to work under Eisenbraun. Eisenbraun in shotgun, 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right, 1 back as well. Lincoln shows pass, but no, it's going to be a handoff up the middle instead to Tia. Tia will stumble ahead for about 6 yards. Turned out to be the workhorse of the offense so far. A very strong runner and a very low center of gravity, Dan. 5'7", 170 pounds. He's a junior. And just a strong, small little guy. Very tough to grab onto. And, you know, when he gets low on you, it's hard to stop.
Oh, yeah. It's them little guys like that. Look the same way with Tate.
Yep.
They're
second and third. Here's Tia again. That should be enough for a Lincoln first down as he dives up the middle over top OG.
And he's their backup running back.
Right, yeah. Austin Sorensen, number 28, is 5'6". Again, not that big, about 140-pound senior. Was supposed to start. We haven't seen him yet, though.
Now, number 8, Melvin, I know him. He was my neighbor down the street for years growing up. And that kid always worked out. Always working, and wanted to play football. And here he is today. Getting a highlight tonight here at Howard Wood.
Handoff up the middle to Tia again. This time a gain of about 4 yards. Bring up second down and 6 for the Lincoln Patriots here at Howard Wood. 4:25 to play in this first quarter. O'Gorman Knights leading Lincoln 12-0.
Clock's running, so
Lincoln sticking to the ground. We haven't seen a lot of passing so far. He's opened with a pass.
I don't think they're going to, because they know the DBs we have, with the safeties and the corners like that, it's going to be hard to pass on us. They don't have the height like Washington had.
Eisenbraun in shotgun. Handoff to Sorensen, who's in for the first time tonight. We just gave you his information there as he dives forward for a gain of about 3 or 4 yards this time. Should bring up third down and 2 for the Patriots.
But those linebackers, they got to, they're going to have a workout tonight.
Absolutely.
They got to play. They're going to have to play tight, and look how they're going to blitz.
And we're looking at
going wide. Yep.
We're looking at C.J. Stukel, Kowalczyk, Evan Witry as well. Handoff up the middle again to Austin Sorensen. They're liking that play, but it is working so far against OG.
Short.
Might just be a gain of 1 this time. We'll see where the spot is. They may even have to measure this one down.
I like how Kunkel comes around on the end, comes around, and that outside guard's not doing his job and letting him in there.
And they're going to take a moment and measure this one out.
Oh, they gave it to him.
They gave it to him. Excuse me. They waved for a measurement, but then they took another look and said, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, they're pretty liberal here tonight.
Ball on the Lincoln 41-yard line left hash. Lincoln moving from my left to my right with a fresh set of downs. Here's Eisenbraun in shotgun. Tia behind him. He hands it off, and Tia surges forward for a gain of about 7 this time. Now, last week we talked a little bit about the Knights and Evan Witry and Tate Wishart maybe kind of dancing a little bit in the hole once they get up to that line of scrimmage. Not the case tonight, at least, with this Melvin Tia. This pass play, if you saw on our live stream, he was down in 3-point stance and was at full speed crossing that line. Makes it a lot harder to tackle him.
Yep. But who's he remind you of? From Washington.
Yeah, looks a lot like Tupac Capella.
Yeah, he does.
He's got some moves.
He's kind of got the same moves as Tupac. Here we go.
This time here's Sorensen. Slices and dices around the right tackle. Moves up the field. There's a first down, and he's brought up to the Knights' 32-yard line. There's a healthy little gain, the largest rush so far for the Patriots.
The Knights were in pass defense, and they backed up, and they let him and missed calling defense there.
So 1st and 10 for the Lincoln Patriots. Again, on the Knights' 32-yard line, ball in the middle of the field. It's the first time the Patriots have been in OG territory tonight. Eisenbraun in shotgun. Tia behind him. Spread receivers. Here's the handoff to Tia again. No, fakes handoff. Eisenbraun's going to keep it. Rolls out right, looking for his man. Fires it down the field into no man's land, and that falls incomplete.
Good pressure. Who was in that? Reeves and Thomas were in there. I'm sorry, I got a hard time reading the numbers. Reeves and Thomas with major pressure on him, and he had to get rid of it, threw it out of bounds. But I like how Lincoln's bringing in Sorensen, bringing in Melvin, going back and forth, giving a little bit of rest, next play going in, and keeping the defense on their toes.
Timeout for O'Gorman, 2nd and 10 for Lincoln. 2:20 on the clock in the first quarter, and more football coming up right after this break on Real Presence Radio.
Get ready. September 19th through the 21st is the Real Presence Radio Fall Live Drive. Please plan to call in and pledge your support of the RPR network from wherever you are. Whether you listen on the radio, online, or on our app, we need you to help support your stations and be active members of this family of faith and hope. It's the Fall Live Drive on Real Presence Radio, Wednesday, September 19th through Friday the 21st. Don't miss it.
Eide Bailey, a CPA firm, provides tax, accounting, assurance, and business advisory services to clients across the nation. With offices in Sioux Falls and 33 locations in 14 states, Eide Bailey is the workplace to 2,000 professionals. The firm has been serving clients for over 100 years. You can contact Eide Bailey online at eidebailey.com. Eide Bailey is a proud supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
After the O'Gorman timeout, a 2nd and 10 situation for the Patriots. Handoff up the middle to Austin Sorensen. Maybe a gain of 1 yard. That'll bring up 3rd down and 9 for the Patriots.
And Noah Reeves is right there on the tackle, so it's, he said 3rd and long. Here we go on the 31-yard line, excuse me.
That's the OG 31-yard line as Lincoln trying to put away their first score of the game. The Knights lead Lincoln 12-0 here at Howard Wood Field. Lincoln from left to right. Eisenbraun in shotgun. 2 receivers either side, 1 back. It's Tia. Here's the snap, handoff to Tia. He dives up the middle, gets hit low. He spins around. That'll maybe give him 1 extra yard there on the nice move, and should be a gain of about 3 total.
Yeah, nice. Way them linebackers contained. They stayed home. They did their job. Now it's fourth and 6, and I think Lincoln's going to go for it.
4th and 6.
Who just came in now in the end?
For Lincoln. Eisenbraun in shotgun, 1 back. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right in the middle of the field on the Knights 28. Here's the snap. Pass down the right sideline. Getting tangled up is Pujado, but coming down with the ball is number 21, Nolan Ransom. That will be good and caught at the 1-yard line.
Oh, nice catch. Over his head, kind of turned around. I thought for sure he's going to drop it, but Pujado was great coverage. I don't know how he caught it, how he kept the ball. We got a flag.
We will see what that call is.
Nice catch by Lincoln. Wow. Kind of reminded me of Washington last week. Same thing, just kind of lobbed it up.
Just kind of threw it down there and, just made the play. That's Nolan Ransom, a 6'2", 197-pound senior, and let's get the call here. Well, no microphone. And this one is going to be on Lincoln.
Eligible man downfield.
And that's one of those penalties you absolutely hate to see, and I think we see the young man who was called for that. That's number 77, Noah Brown, a 6'5", 265 senior. As a lineman,
now he
always hated that.
Now Lincoln will punt it. So that takes it back from the 32, takes it to the 38-yard line.
Number 6 is covered up. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Excuse me, 34-yard line.
So that'll bring up a 4th and 11 situation for the Lincoln Patriots and take away that beautiful play. Yeah, here is that punt. We'll see if they try to do something fancy. It is short yard situation. Here's the snap, punt ready by Ransom. It's low, little wobbly, touches down at about the 16-yard line. I think if you're Lincoln, that's about as good as you could have asked for. Ball spot at the 15-yard line as it sails out of bounds. 46 seconds, to play in this first quarter. O'Gorman leads Lincoln 12-0.
Now that was a nice play by Lincoln, but that's too bad they had alignment downfield. But that was a great catch. That was a nice play. I like to see that again.
So we'll see what the Knights do this time. We've seen a little bit of passing, a little bit of rushing from OG so far in this game.
Okay, we got 46 seconds. Looks like we got the wind to our backs here. So will you put it up here a little bit?
I think you probably should.
I mean, you got 12 seconds on the clock.
Knights moving from my right to my left. Norton in shotgun, trips right with 1 back. Here's the snap. Fake handoff to Bauer. Norton keeps himself, rolls out left side at the 20, 30, and he only needed one man to beat, but that one man was number 4, Andy Blazevik, and he was able to tear down Norton, but not after a Knights first down.
That's what, about the third or fourth time he tried that same play?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, Norton's certainly getting his rushing yards in tonight, getting his workout in, and it's paid off. It's one of those things, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right?
So left tackle Waschenberger, he's out there. He's making that, pulling that. I got to look and see if they're pulling Rentschler. The guard's pulling on that.
Same formation as last time. This time running back on the right instead of the left. It's Canyon Bauer. Fake pass by Norton. Tucks it himself. Dives up the middle again. He's going to be brought down this time at about the 37-yard line after a gain of about 7 yards.
See, he wanted to get out of bounds, stop the clock. But clock's running 27 seconds here in the first quarter. Rentschler, great hold there by Rentschler.
2nd and 4 now for OG then.
I think they're going to let the clock run out. Yep. They won't have time. 8 seconds.
Knights trips right. Shotgun again, this time running back to the left, not the right. And whistles on the field. That is the end of the first quarter. After one, the Knights lead Lincoln 12-0 here at Howard Wood Field. We'll be back with more O'Gorman Knights football and your second quarter right here on Real Presence Radio.
Fairtex Inc. is a locally owned and operated tax and bookkeeping company serving Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. We prepare tax returns for individuals and businesses and provide a range of financial services for small businesses. Fairtex Inc. is located at 1727 South Cleveland Avenue and can be reached at 605-336-1669 and online at fairtaxinc.com. Member NATP and NAEA.
Big Rig Barbecue brings a Texas-style barbecue to South Dakota. They use a real wood smoker for all their meats every single day. Big Rig Barbecue serves sliced brisket, pulled pork, chicken, and ribs. They offer pre-orders for smaller events and gatherings and cater for large events including parties, meetings, and graduations. Big Rig Barbecue's new sit-down location is on the corner of 41st and Minnesota. Their website, bigrigbbbq.net.
Start of the second quarter here at Howard Wood Field. The O'Gorman Knights with the ball, and Norton trying to get it away is going to be knocked down as he passes on 2nd and 4 on the Knights' 37-yard line, and that was just some good defensive play there, Dan.
You'd see Noah Brown and Lincoln came in. He put Norton right down on the field.
Yes.
And number 77, Noah Brown, 6'5", 265. Ouch.
And he was the player that was downfield on that called back, beautiful pass by Lincoln earlier. But I think redeemed himself a little bit there.
Yeah, he got in on the right guard out there, right tackle, excuse me.
3rd and 4 for OG now. Here's the snap, trips right. Handoff up the middle, it's to Wishart. Wishart jukes and jives, breaks past a couple players, and then is brought down by 2 right in the middle of the field, but not after a Knights first down, a gain of 13.
Nice move. Nice move. He needs to break one. He really needs to break one.
You know, both he and Evan Witcher have been waiting for those guys just to get a great run, just something spectacular. It opens up, and they march into the end zone after rushing past everybody. I'm waiting for that because I feel like they need something like that, you know? No. Here's Norton in shotgun, throws it out left side, tries to hit up Canyon Bauer, on the swing pass that falls in and out of his hands. A very rare miss by Bauer, just turned around a little too late, couldn't quite see it.
And also that gets in the territory where it's a lateral and if it's not, that's a live ball. So you got to be very cautious with that.
That'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Knights, smack dab in the middle of the field. Norton in shotgun, spread receivers, that's 2 either side, and 1 back, it looks like Bauer on the left. Here's the snap. Bauer rolls out left. Norton looks to pass. He's rushed, breaks away. He's chased from behind, crosses the 50 and the 45, but he is smacked hard from the side. A very good hit, but a healthy run by the quarterback. He's a little shaken getting up, but he's okay. Gain of 7.
Kind of looked like a blindside there a little bit.
Yeah. Every defensive lineman who can chase down a quarterback like that has dreamt of that kind of hit.
Oh.
That young man had that right there. And I believe that was actually the end, Isaac Sarbacker, number 50.
3rd and short.
Ball on the Lincoln 43-yard line, middle of the field. Norton in shotgun, spread receivers. Here's the handoff this time to Wishart around the left side. He's going to stumble forward. We'll see if they give him that first down. It was close. Kind of slid against the ground. I think they might still need a few inches, Dan.
Yeah, his knee went down. The ball was there, but they put the knee down. So he's, what, 6-8 inches short?
Say 4th and inches. They're not going to measure it. They're just going to call it. 4th and inches. Clock is rolling. 10:25 to play in the second quarter. Nice lead, the Patriots, 12-0.
Okay, 4th. Well, you have to go for it. No,
yeah, I think so.
Here you are in the 41-yard line. Your own 41. Offense been working all night. Why stop?
Lincoln showing blitz, ready to bring the house. Norton in shotgun. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Fakes the pass, keeps it himself. He's wide open left side. Scrambles, first down and pushed out at the the Lincoln 36-yard line.
We got a flag on the far side. I'm guessing he's going to be holding. I'm going to guess that left tackle out there was holding, so we're going to take it back. Yep,
they're going to call holding on OG. We'll see if that's a 5 or a 10-yard penalty. Either way, it's going to bring up a tricky situation for the Knights. Well, if you have a chance, then let's throw it down to the sideline. And our sideline reporter, Mr. Alex High. Alex, how we doing down there?
Doing good down here. Crowd is a little bit quieter than last week. It doesn't have the hoopla of Dakota Bowl. But on the sidelines, I know I sound like a broken record, but business as usual for the Knights on the sidelines. Certain big plays will kind of get the student section going. Parents aren't quite as into it. Dwight the Knight is not here, so maybe that's why the crowd is less enthusiastic. Back up to you.
Thank you, Mr. I think we need more with Dwight the Knight here.
That was good last week.
That was fantastic.
I'd like to see him back. Well, we'll see him next week.
So 10-yard holding for OG brings up 4th and 11. The Knights will elect to punt. Here's Bo Blunt, slips a little bit, but gets it away. It's a low line drive, bounces at the 25, and the Knights are going to wrestle for it at the 21-yard line. They think Lincoln might have touched it, and that means O'Gorman could recover it. Yes. Lincoln blocked themselves into the ball. O'Gorman saw it and recovered, and just like that, the Knights proceed down the field about 30 yards. With some assistance from the Patriots.
And that's why the coach, you always tell your punt return team, stay away from the ball. If you're not going to run it, stay away, because actions like that happen. That's just what happened. It hit the player in the back. It's open ball. It's free ball.
So 1st and 10 for the O'Gorman offense yet again, this time from the Lincoln 21-yard line. Ball left hash, trips right for Zach Norton in shotgun with 1 back. Here's the snap. Handoff, no fake handoff to Wishart, dumps it over top and in and out of the hands of Connor Pavelko, his intended receiver. That's that same play we saw in that first touchdown of the game.
Again, Connor was wide open, but the ball was a little bit behind him. And Connor had to slow up and turn around, reach over his shoulder to grab it, and didn't get it. So, I mean, he's new at this, you know.
And Zach Norton, traditionally not necessarily the main passer for OG. He's getting better. He has a little more zip on the ball week after week, but an easy mistake to make for a slightly inexperienced quarterback.
I like how he's wide open. How's he getting himself? They're double teaming Bauer. Bauer's been quiet tonight. 2nd
and 10 for OG, and just like that, here's Bauer getting the sweep from the left side into the backfield, sweeps around right side, cuts back in the middle of the field, across the 15 to be brought down to 12, but a flag out on the 20-yard line.
Holding again.
Yep, holding on OG. That's going to come back probably 10 yards.
And I'm not sure. Everybody, the whole house came to the left. It was shift right, and everybody just shifted right over to the right, and it's hard to tell who, but the wedge was there.
By the way, folks, the Real Presence Radio Fall Live Drive is coming up next week. That's Wednesday through Friday. Please plan to call in and pledge your support. And if you're listening on 94.5 FM or 91.3 FM around the Sioux Falls area, make a special note to call in when our very own Heather Caro hosts on Thursday the 20th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and on Friday the 21st from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. If you're enjoying programs like tonight's O'Gorman football game, we need your help to support our radio stations and be active members of this family of faith and hope. 2nd and a country mile for OG. That's 21 yards. Norton looks to pass, long ball down the middle field. It is behind his intended receiver. That's Connor Pavelko, and nearly picked off by Lincoln.
Oh, again, Connor was a little bit ahead of the ball. on that one. And that, like you said, could have been a pick.
That was Stephane St. Pierre, number 20 on your roster, who was playing coverage there and trying to pull that one in, but couldn't quite get there.
3rd and 21.
9:26 on the clock here in the second quarter. Knights lead 12-0 over the Lincoln Patriots at Howard Wood Field. Knights moving from left to right in their away white jerseys. Spread receivers. Norton looks to pass. No, tucks it himself. Dives up the middle. Jukes and jives past the 20. Dives toward the 10 on the right side. That'll be good enough for a Knights first down.
How did he?
21-yard QB keeper.
Heads up.
Gives the Knights
that.
a fresh set.
How the way he read that defense and zigged and zagged through there, jigged and jived through there.
Excuse me, they're going to double check this.
Nope, they gave it to him.
Yeah, they gave it to him. There we go. The officials are making sure they get this spot right, something I think we can all appreciate, especially the players and fans. So 1st and 10 for OG on the Lincoln 11-yard line, right hash. The Knights again knocking on the door of the Lincoln Patriots.
Here we are, 3rd and 21, and boom, you know, like I said, they're playing really soft.
Norton and shotgun, 2 receivers either side, 1 back. It's Wishard. Here's the snap. Hand off to Wishard. Sweeps left. He's got a wide opening. Hits one player. Spins around. Gets hit by another from behind. Falls in the end zone. Touchdown, O'Gorman.
Yes. Human bowling ball.
I think as our sponsor John Fritsch from the Financial Benefits Company would recognize or call him a rolling ball of butcher knives.
Yeah. He is.
Tate Wishard, his first touchdown of the night.
Great young man.
At the 8:55 mark in the second quarter, Knights extend their lead 18-0. They have not had a successful PAT so far in this game. First one was botched. Second one, they went for 2, couldn't make it happen. And here is Connor Pavelko to line up this kick. Here's the snap, the place, the kick. This time looks nice and good. Make that 19-0. The Knights over the Lincoln Patriots again with 8:55 to play in this second quarter. We'll be back with more O'Gorman Knights football right here on Real Presence Radio.
Jardine Construction is a general contractor of custom homes, remodeling, and commercial construction. Jardine Construction works in close cooperation with project owners and customers when developing a plan for a building or home. Jardine Construction has lots available in Sioux Falls, Hartford, and Humboldt. John can be reached at 605-231-0830 and Tom at 605-261-6174.
Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness is a third-generation practice focusing on inspiring patients to take control of their personal health and the health of their families. Dr. Eric Ferendorf, a 1999 O'Gorman alum, is a proud third-generation O'Gorman Cathedral High School graduate following in the footsteps of his grandfather and uncle. Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness is located at 229 West 39th Street and can be reached at 605-334-8000.
Welcome back to Howard Wood Field. The Knights extend their lead over the Lincoln Patriots, now 19-0. Just 5 seconds below 9 minutes to play in this second quarter. And this time Pavelko will not put it into the end zone. Instead, it's going to be recovered by Lincoln at about the 10-yard line by number 84. That's Logan Needles, but he won't make it very far. He'll be taken down hard at the Lincoln 21.
75, Jordan Rentschler on the kickoff team. He just nailed him. Nice tackle by Jordan Rentschler. He got, 3 yards, 4 yards on the run? That was it?
That'll bring up 1st and 10 for Lincoln again at their own 21. The Patriots have had a hard time doing much offensively, the Knights have forced them to go 3 and out on several plays here, or on several drives, excuse me. But here comes Eisenbraun in shotgun, 2 receivers to his left. That's the tight side, but the handoff instead goes up the middle to Austin Sorensen. Squirrely little guy and breaks away for a gain of about 9 yards. So with tools like Austin Sorensen and Melvin Tia in the backfield, Dan, it's a wonder why they don't pass a whole lot more, because these guys are averaging about 6 yards a carry.
Yeah, it's keep the defense off kilter. They're going to see what they do, but I think you're going to see run.
Here is the snap for Eisenbron. Hands it off to Sorensen again. He'll dive up the middle. This time he'll be brought down 1 yard past the line of scrimmage, but that's enough for a Lincoln first down.
Let me give you some updates, Michael. Sioux Falls Roosevelt down in Yankton playing tonight. And it's 15-13. Yankton is ahead at the half. Brookings at Watertown were tied 7-all at the half. And Huron, undefeated Huron Tigers in Double A is at Pier 20-7. Pier's up 20-7 at half. So the games we're watching tonight.
First and 10 for Lincoln. Dive up the middle again to Sorensen. This time a gain of about 5 yards.
John Kunkel on the tackle there. He was.
Second down at 5 then for Lincoln. Ball on their own 36-yard line, left hash. Eisenbron and shotgun, one back spread receivers. Handoff this time to Melvin Tia back into the game. He'll dive up the middle. A scrum of players falls to the turf, but he picks up about 4 yards. Bring up third and about 1.5 yards based on the spot.
You give him a good spot. Wow.
Yep. Tia steps out and in comes Austin Sorensen back in. Knights defense working hard to suppress this Lincoln Patriot offense. The defense has been in quite a bit. The Knights move quick offensively, but Lincoln has taken their time with all these runs.
7 guys on the line. Look at this.
Third down and 1, they're saying, and Sorensen gets the handoff, but is knocked down behind the line of scrimmage. They're going to say a loss of about 2 yards.
You see that 7 guys on the line, they blitz right in there, and they got it for the loss. Fourth down, Lincoln's going to have to punt here.
It'll be fourth down and about 3 or 4 yards, and yeah, here comes the punt unit.
I know Brady wasn't there, but they brought the house.
They brought the house, not that house.
Not that house. They brought the house on that one. Shannon probably got sent the house in there. I love it when he does that. I just love it when he blitzes like that and brings everybody.
Back to punts for Lincoln, number 21, Nolan Ransom. Back to return for the Knights, Jacob Bird. Here's the snap. And the punt.
Nice punt.
He's got plenty of distance this time. Nice tight spiral. Bird grabs at the 20, muffs it, recovers, and he's brought back all the way to the 13-yard line.
Wow.
Lincoln Patriots fans erupt right in front of us here, and that is a great special teams play by Lincoln all around.
Nice punt. Of course, he had a little bit of a wind behind him, but nice punt by Lincoln.
6 minutes to play here in this second quarter. The Knights lead Lincoln 19-0. By the way, coming up at halftime, we'll have our Knights halftime show sponsored by your Knights of Columbus Insurance field agents, Jason Bell Richard and Heath Dickelman. We'll get you some stats. We'll break down everything we saw in this first half of play and the newest edition of Inside O'Gorman, part 2 of an interview with Monsignor Barnett.
Steve Barnett, yeah,
last week.
Knights are deep in their.
Norton in shotgun fires a long ball down the middle of the field. A little bit of holding there and not able to get to it was Canyon Bauer. They're calling it incomplete and no penalty. Canyon Bauer getting tangled up with Andy Blazevik a little bit.
He held him 10 yards before the ball got to him.
Yes, sir. Nothing there. The official was right in front of the play as well. A lot of grabbing there, but they're letting him play.
Wow. That's...
So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Knights. Ball still on the 13, of course. In the middle of the field. Norton in shotgun, one back, 2 receivers either side. Here's the snap. Norton hands it off up the middle to Wishart. He breaks one tackle, bounces around, and picks up about 3 yards this carry.
Now that's short. Here we go. 3rd and long.
3rd down, about 7.
For the Knights, so we got a 5:30 to go here in the half. What are we going to do?
Knights looking at 3rd and 7 now.
If we don't get a first down, it's going to have to punt and give Lincoln a great field, best field position to head all night. See what happens here.
Norton in shotgun, spread receivers. Fakes the handoff, looks to pass. He's rushed, though, rolls out right side at the 10-yard line. Needs to get rid of it, fires it down the field, and that is going to hit the turf before it gets to Andrew Pujato. Falls incomplete.
We're going to have to punt.
Now the break of 4th and 7 for OG. Wow. This is probably the worst offensive possession the Knights have had so far. Not by any fault of OG. I think Lincoln just really brought it this time.
Yeah, we'll be punting right about the goal line. That makes anybody nervous right here.
Patriots, the Needles. Punting position,
So Bo Blunt back to punt for OG, standing on the Knights' 5-yard line, and back to return for the Lincoln Patriots, number 84, Logan Needles. Here's Blunt, a little bit of a wobbly kick, touches down about the 40-yard line, takes a nice OG hop back into Patriot territory, and it's going to be down at about the Lincoln 44-yard line, so not bad at all, considering you're punting into the wind.
Yep.
4:58 on the clock here in the second quarter. Knights lead 19-0 here at Howard Wood Field. Like I mentioned, a little bit of a breeze coming out of what looks like the east, or maybe the north just a little bit, cooling this otherwise kind of humid and hot day here in Sioux Falls.
The wind is actually picking up.
It is.
From the beginning of the game there. You look at the flag over there in the northeast corner of Howard Wood, and it's moving more now than it was at the beginning of the game. So
here's Eisenbraun with T in the backfield, trips right, looks to pass, fires it right side, hit his intended receiver right in the hands, but fell out. Nolan Ransom, the intended receiver that time. Kind of had a jump in the air, kind of off, lopsided, I should say. Couldn't quite bring it in.
McCunkle was right there. I thought maybe he got an Oski there. The way I love it when the ball flips up in the air and everybody's just diving for it.
It's kind of like playing what's that game, Dead or Alive or whatever, when you're a kid. Throw the football up in the air and fight your friends for it.
Yep.
2nd and 10 for Lincoln, still on the 44 left hash. Eisenbraun with the snap, fakes the handoff, sorts, and keeps himself, rolls up right, can't go that way. He's got defensive players. Then he is clobbered back at the 40-yard line. The O'Gorman Knights with another sack.
That's suing on that one?
That looks like suing, yes, sir.
Oh.
Be the 3rd sack of the game for the O'Gorman Knights. A very generous spot for Lincoln, 2 yards ahead of where Eisenbraun was sacked.
Is that 58? Matthew Peters?
That will bring up 3rd down and 13 for Lincoln. And, well, you'll have to double check. Grab the binoculars there, Mr. Johnson. The silver numbers against that white jersey is kind of tough for me even. Trips right now for Lincoln. Eisenbraun and shotgun T in the backfield. Here's the snap. So, Eisenbraun rolls out right, looks to pass, fires it down the right sideline, and a little too much onion on it. Tipped out of bounds and past his intended receiver.
It is 58. Yeah. Sophomore. Way to get in there. His nose.
Yeah, Matthew Peters, indeed.
He hasn't played much this year, but he's come along with practice. He's a good-sized kid. He's
4th and 13 now.
5'11", 250, sophomore.
And Lincoln's going to have to punt for the 4th time in this game. 5th time, excuse me. Back to punt for Lincoln, Nolan Ransom. Back to return for OG, this time 2 returners. Looks like we have Mr. Bird out there and Caden Hackman. Here's the punt. This one has some good distance. Bird fair catches it at the 18.
Okay, we got just under 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter here, and Knights got the ball. So we can take our time, come down and score. Easy.
Just under 4 to play. Like you said, that's plenty of time to really do a lot, especially the way O'Gorman can air it out a little bit. They can air it out, get some passes downfield, make a couple plays. They could easily march into the end zone. And remember, the Knights deferred. They get the ball at the start of the second half.
In volleyball, Raiders volleyball, varsity wins over Roosevelt in 3. Currently, they're in a tough match with O'Gorman. Raiders dropped the first set 26-28 to O'Gorman.
That's the Stevens Raiders, of course, and handoff up the middle on 1st and 10 for OG to Tate Wishart. He bounces around and picks up about 2 yards.
Ladies volleyball is on Rapid City at Central. They played them earlier, and now they're playing Stevens now. So both tough matches for the lady volleyball tonight.
And of course, with our condensed pregame earlier on before the start of this game, we didn't get to our scoreboard update. We will have that coming up at halftime. Sponsored by your Knights of Columbus Insurance Field Agents, Jason Bell Richard and Heath Nickelman. Norton in shotgun, 2nd and 8 for OG. He's going to keep it himself. That should be about enough for a first down. No, that might be a little short. Excuse me, spoke too soon. As Norton is driven into the dirt about the 25-yard line. And the tackler on the play actually lost his helmet right there. That was number 7 from Lincoln, Aiden Sand.
He's going to have to step out for a play.
It looks like he got it all adjusted. Everything strapped up before the next play started, so he can stay on.
Wow.
Nope, they're stopping the clock now.
Lincoln's calling a timeout, I think. Nope, he's making 7 come out.
Yeah,
yep.
they are making. Okay.
Yep. I thought that was the rule.
Wasn't sure if they're just going to let him pop it back on. He had his mouthpiece and everything it looked like, but yes, sir.
Jim Ricketts Jr., the Whitehead official tonight.
3rd and 2 for OG Norton. Shotgun trips left this time, 1 back. Here's the snap. Swing pass over the left side of the hands of Canyon Bauer, that is. He breaks past one player, drugged down by another out of bounds, but that'll be enough for an OG first down, gain of 4 for Mr. Bauer on the swing pass.
And it stops the clock.
Clock stopped at 2:38. So the Knights have burned about a minute and a half so far in this drive, and they have yet to exit their own territory. So I think they might need a couple plays at least to get down the field, give them some breathing room if they want to play this thing right.
You got to get about a 25-yard pickup here next couple plays with the clock running.
1st and 10 for OG. Ball on the left hash on the 30. Trips right this time for Norton. He's going to roll out left. One lead blocker, it's Wishard. Brings it up past the 35-yard line. He's going to be knocked out of bounds at about the 37.
Nope, clock's still running.
No, they're going to say not out of bounds.
Wow.
Knights will re-huddle. Ball is spotted and is ready.
You're going to have to pick up the pace here. But they're not.
Oh, no, taking their time.
They're taking a grand old time. I'm sorry.
2nd and 3rd for OG, and the clock approaching 2 minutes left in the half. Norton in shotgun. 2 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. One of those is a wing. Here's the snap. Swing pass over right side. It is barely caught by Mr. Wishard. Sweeps up the right and down the hashes, but a late flag coming in at the 40-yard line as Wishard's tackled at the 45.
That was really late.
Players are starting to get up off the ground after the whistles have blown. They're going to call holding on OG after the play had completed. What? Excuse me, folks, but that's I didn't see it.
Okay, that's 3 holding penalties tonight.
We have a Lincoln Patriot down on the field that looks to be number 15, Luke Smith. He's going to be attended to by the officials on the field.
Looks like he printed to his shoulder a little bit.
While he is taken care of, we're going to step aside. This is O'Gorman Knights football on Real Presence Radio.
Hey everyone, this is Heather Caro. Coming up September 19th through the 21st is Real Presence Radio's Fall Live Drive. Please plan to call in and pledge your support. And if you're listening on 94.5 or 91.3 FM in Sioux Falls or 88.9 in Aberdeen, especially make a note to call in when Sherry Brownrigg and I host on Thursday, September 20th from 11 to 2 and on Friday, September 21st from 7 to 9. We need your help to support our radio stations and be active members of this family of faith and hope.
Welcome back to Howard Wood Field. Knights looking at 2nd and 11 after the holding penalty. Bring us over on their own 25. Here's the swing pass over to Canyon Bauer left side. That'll be enough for O'Gorman Knights first down as he trots down the field past the 40-yard line.
Okay, clock stops to move the change. Minute 23 here to go. Left in the first half. Knights up 19-0.
We were talking a little bit off air, Dan. A minute 23 to play in this second quarter, and the Knights are kind of just taking their sweet time.
I don't understand that one, but that's
why we're commentators
right.
and announcers, right?
That's why we're quarterback coaches.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
The couch coaches.
Couch coaches. There we go. Norton, empty backfield this time. 4 receivers spread out to his right, including Wishard. But a flag.
And the encroachment looks like. Yes. 3 Lincoln Patriots jumped. I loved it. The Knights just stood there, froze. Great offensive line on that one.
So Knights get 5 free yards on their own 49-yard line left hash. Minute 5 to play in this second quarter. Same formation. Here's still Norton in shotgun. Takes the snap, looks right. Screen pass to Canyon Bauer over on the right side. He picks it up, crosses the 50, the 45, and almost to the 40-yard line. That's the Lincoln 40-yard line. They'll down him at the 42 in the middle of the field. And a timeout on the field by O'Gorman. They're going to stop the clock and try to get in one more touchdown before the end of this quarter.
52 seconds. I mean, it can be done. A couple. Now, do you put? They're going to double up on Bauer like they have all night. So send Connor across in the corner, kind of like down in the end zone in the corner, and just lob it up there. He can get it.
I think that probably would be a good approach, to be honest. And we haven't seen a whole lot of those deep passes, at least with good throws. Norton was maybe a little off balance on a few of them. It didn't really get to their receiver, so we haven't seen what a battle between Lincoln DB and O'Gorman receiver really looks like.
But Norton takes off, jumps, sets, fakes over to Canyon over to the left, looks right, boom. But he's got to have them options. He's got his first read.
Right.
That's one thing that Zach does is he sees that first read. He's got to look for the second read. That first read's not there. That second read's always, should be there. So that he looks to Canyon, boom, look over to Connor, pop it. They're going to bite. If he fakes over to Bauer, they're going to bite. Lincoln's going to hook on that, and they're going to come at, and then Connor's going to take right on out and get it. I would try something like that. I mean, I'm just, from a sideline coach.
1st and 10 for OG as we resume play here with 52 seconds to play in the second quarter. Norton in shotgun, trips left, one back. On the Lincoln 42, here's the snap. Norton looks to pass, drops back, nothing there, keeps himself, tucks it, drives down the middle of the field, breaks past a couple players, needs to break past a couple, but not getting past number 14 from Lincoln. That was Mr. Avery Rice, but still enough for an O'Gorman first down. Yes, pending these flags.
The back judge threw in and the line judge. So are they the same or two different ones?
I'm guessing holding, Dan.
Wow, that's what they've been calling all night. That's a favorite call tonight.
They're pointing towards Lincoln and O'Gorman. We'll see. Yep, they're going to call a block in the back, against O'Gorman. And just one penalty on OG.
And that'll take it back how far? Is that a 15er? 10.
Now that'll be a 10 from the spot of the foul. So that'll bring up first down and 15 now for OG.
And the 46-yard line.
We've seen a lot of good plays, really from both sides, Lincoln and O'Gorman, that have been called back due to penalties. The first quarter is really clean, but the second quarter has been rather muddy with penalties. So here's Norton in shotgun, trips left, one back to Wishart. Here's the snap, fake handoff to Wishart, screen pass over left side in the hands of Bauer. Brings it up to the 40, spin move, and is brought down at about the 45-yard line. Clock ticks past 35 seconds now in the second quarter. Officials hurrying up to spot this ball, 2nd and 5 for the Knights.
No huddle on the offense, here we go. Quick offense for the Knights.
25 seconds now. Norton in shotgun. Two receivers either side, left hash. It's a low snap, but he recovers. Fakes the handoff. Rolls out left side. Looks to pass. Throws it out of bounds. Thought maybe intentional grounding might be called there. Remember, that is not allowed in high school football, but no, they're going to say incomplete pass.
I like how he did it. He just popped it.
Just popped that. And Canyon Bauer was in the vicinity.
He was.
He might have got away with that.
Yeah. But I just liked it how Zach just knocked it in. But I like how they did the hurry-up offense. We haven't seen that much of the Knights.
Not a whole lot.
No, and they need to have that. And
3rd and 4 now officially for OG. 15 seconds on that clock. Knights leading Lincoln 19-0 here in the second quarter. Norton in shotgun. Two receivers either side. Here's the snap. Swing pass over left side to Wishart. Wishart breaks past one tackle. Brought down by the hips, though, all the way up at the 16-yard line. The Knights have one timeout left, and I think they're going to use it up with 7 seconds left in the second quarter. Yes, that they will. The Knights are going to try to punch in one more touchdown before half. We'll see if they can do it. We'll step aside. More O'Gorman football coming right up on Real Presence Radio.
Aaron's in Sioux Falls is a lease-to-own retailer of furniture, electronics, and appliances. Aaron's offers payments that include 12, 18, and 24-month plans, and Aaron's same-as cash option. They provide delivery and setup with a lease-to-own agreement, and product service and repair are also included. You can visit the Sioux Falls Aaron's store or call 988-9999. And you can also shop online at aarons.com to experience the Aaron's difference. Own it.
Get ready. September 19th through the 21st is the Real Presence Radio Fall Live Drive. Please plan to call in and pledge your support of the RPR network from wherever you are. Whether you listen on the radio, online, or on our app, we need you to help support your stations and be active members of this family of faith and hope. It's the Fall Live Drive on Real Presence Radio, Wednesday, September 19th through Friday the 21st. Don't miss it.
Norton shotgun for OG, 7 seconds to play in this second half. A long ball down the middle of the field looking for Canyon Bauer. but overthrew that one big time. A little bit of grabbing going on there. Nothing called, but the Knights still have 2 seconds to work with here in this quarter.
Great execution by the clock. There was a bam, shoot, get it up, but the snap was low for Norton. I saw that. He had to get the ball, and I think that's what threw him off for Canyon right by the goalpost there. Here we go for a field goal.
That was on 1st and 10, yes. The Knights will be kicking a field goal. Ball spotted on the 16. Ball is going to be held at the 23-yard line. Here comes Pavelko from the left hash. The snap, place, kick. It's got the angle and the power. It's good. Connor Pavelko tacks on 3 more points as the first half of play expires here at Howard Wood Field. After a half, the O'Gorman Knights lead the Lincoln Patriots 22-0. We'll step aside, and when we come back, we'll have your Knights halftime show sponsored by your Knights of Columbus Insurance Field agents, Jason Bell-Richard and Heath Dickelman. That's on the way right here on Real Presence Radio.
Need repairs on gas pumps, tanks, and air compressors? Sioux Equipment Company can help. They serve Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. Sioux Equipment Company also offers services for lifts, signs, decals, and tank truck equipment. Sioux Equipment Company at 605-334-1653 is a supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
Real Presence Live.
On the next program, host Father Craig Hochhalter will have a chance to talk with Bob Noel about his passion for helping to intentionally form disciples and how his new position at the Diocese of Crookston will help him do this. Then we know every life is a precious gift, but that doesn't mean parents don't struggle with this responsibility. So where are they to turn? Sarah Vetter of Catholic Charities of Southern Minnesota will share some resources, plus a chance to physically be in the presence of St. Padre Pio. We'll tell you more. Tuesday morning, 9 to 11 Central.
Do you have daily pain and discomfort that includes headaches, neck and back pain, and arm and leg numbness? Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic Clinic provides gentle adjusting, x-ray evaluation, rehabilitation, and massage therapy to treat these symptoms. Hagan Chiropractic Clinic is located on 14th and Cliff, 6 blocks north of Avera Hospital.
Hi, this is Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic Clinic. Don't say ouch, call me at 361-OUCH.
Your family is depending on you. Your family is looking to you to make sure they're safe, protected, and taken care of. Knights of Columbus Insurance offers the protection they need, whether it's term life or whole life, long-term care insurance, disability income insurance, annuities, retirement planning, estate planning, or insurance analysis. Please call Jason Bell-Richard at 605-305-0736 or Heath Dickelman at 605-351-7978. Knights of Columbus Insurance.
On Real Presence Radio, welcome to the Knights Halftime Show, sponsored by your Knights of Columbus field agents, Jason Bell-Richard and Heath Dickelman. Now, with the Knights Halftime Show, here's Michael Promis and Dan Johnson.
Welcome into the Knights halftime show here at Howard Wood Field. At half, the O'Gorman Knights lead the Lincoln Patriots 22-0. And Dan, I think if you're an OG fan, you have to be pretty pleased with what you've seen. The Knights have looked rather sharp so far in this match.
22-0, but you know what? A lot of mistakes by the Knights tonight. I want to downplay that 22-0. They played a good football game. I am impressed with Zach Norton. Every single game, he gets better and better and better. As quarterback, the way he can move and the way he can run, he protects the ball. He sees that open field. He cuts that lane to the left, to the right there, just kind of like a running back. But a lot of mistakes tonight. But I tell you what, that defense, how can you not say anything about that defensive line? Reeves, Thomas, Shuey, and Kunkel. You got Peters in there, his nose playing a little bit ago. They're all right there. The thing about it is that Lincoln's not getting too many passes. They got that one which they got called back.
Right.
Other than that, that's about the only thing they've really done on the offense.
Right.
But again, that was nullified with the penalty. But it's great offensive. But like we said earlier, Lincoln is playing really soft, and they can't do that with the Knights.
Right. And the Knights.
And we'll see what they do at the second half. But for me, you can't do that against a powerhouse like we have.
And the Knights have just been solid defensively. They always are, but they look very good tonight as well. And Lincoln just hasn't quite figured out how to respond to that. You're listening to the We'll pause for just a moment for station identification. This is O'Gorman Knights football on Real Presence Radio.
You're listening to the RPR Network. FM 94.5 KGWD Sioux Falls and FM 91.3 KSTJ Hartford. Real Presence Radio, your family of faith and hope.
Well, we have a chance then here on the Knights halftime show. We'll take a look at some stats, and they are very heavily in favor of OG, as you could expect, with a 22-0 lead. Total offensive yards for the Knights so far, 257 offensive yards versus 67 from the Lincoln Patriots. 87 of those being passes. Zach Norton going 8 for 16 so far, and 18 rushes for OG for 170 yards. So the ground game is strong with the Knights so far, and Lincoln has been favoring the run game as well. 60 yards for them on the ground, 16 passing yards for the Lincoln Patriots.
I knew they didn't have that many passing yards. They got some short ones. But.
And looking at time of possession, weirdly enough, Lincoln Patriots have had the football about 3 minutes longer than the O'Gorman Knights, about 13:15 and 10:41 respectively between the Lincoln Patriots and the O'Gorman Knights, which just says the O'Gorman Knights are cracking down offensively, getting some fast plays, and keeping Lincoln's offense on the field, which also tells you that Lincoln's not really doing a whole lot, and they're going to get tired because they're spending a lot of time out there trying to do something, but they're not getting anything.
No turnovers for the Knights.
No turnovers.
One for the Lincoln resulted in that first touchdown.
Right.
So that's a big key right there.
Looking at the individual rushing yards then for OG, it's Zach Norton, the quarterback, 11 rushes for 138 yards, 1 touchdown as well. Tate Wishart, 7 attempts with 32 yards and a touchdown. Also receiving 2 across the board for Pavelko, Witchery, Wishart, and Bauer. 26 yards for Pavelko and a touchdown. 25 yards for Witchery, 22 for Wishart, and 14 yards for Mr. Canyon Bauer. You're listening to the Knights halftime show, sponsored by your Knights of Columbus Insurance Field agents, Jason Bell, Richard, and Heath Dickelman. We'll step aside when we come back. The newest edition of Inside O'Gorman, brought to you by the Sioux Falls Catholic Schools. That's on the way right here on Real Presence Radio.
Jardine Construction is a general contractor of custom homes, remodeling, and commercial construction. Jardine Construction works in close cooperation with project owners and customers when developing a plan for a building or home. Jardine Construction has lots available in Sioux Falls, Hartford, and Humboldt. John can be reached at 605-231-0830 and Tom at 605-261-6174.
Financial Benefits Company helps individuals and small businesses prepare for retirement. Financial Benefits Company's philosophy is safe principal, positive return. You can reach John Fritsch at 605-334-8086 and on the web at fbcjf.com. Financial Benefits Company is a proud sponsor of Catholic Radio.
Your family is depending on you. Your family is looking to you to make sure they're safe, protected, and taken care of. Knights of Columbus Insurance offers the protection they need, whether it's term life or whole life, long-term care insurance, disability income insurance, annuities, retirement planning, estate planning, or insurance analysis. Please call Jason Bell Richard at 605-305-0736 or Heath Dickelman at 605-351-7978. Knights of Columbus Insurance.
Hey everyone, this is Heather Caro. Coming up September 19th through the 21st is Real Presence Radio's Fall Live Drive. Please plan to call in and pledge your support. And if you're listening on 94.5 or 91.3 FM in Sioux Falls or 88.9 in Aberdeen, especially make a note to call in when Sherry Brownrigg and I host on Thursday, September 20th from 11 to 2 and on Friday, September 21st from 7 to 9. We need your help to support our radio stations and be active members of this family of faith and hope.
Welcome back into the Knights halftime show, sponsored by your Knights of Columbus Insurance Field agents, Jason Bell Richard, and Heath Dickelman. Now it's time for the newest edition of Inside O'Gorman, sponsored by the Sioux Falls Catholic Schools. There's 6 elementary schools, junior high and high school, exemplify gospel values strong student achievement, and community service. Each and every school is dedicated to the mission of forming a community of faith and learning by promoting a Catholic way of life through gospel values and academic excellence. It's part 2 of a 2-part series. Dan Johnson got to sit down with Monsignor Barnett last week at Dakota Bowl and provide a little bit of information about Dakota Bowl itself and the history of O'Gorman High School as it transitioned from Cathedral to OG. With that history part, here's Dan Johnson with Monsignor Barnett.
When I played the last year that Cathedral was there, we got beat by Washington High, I think by 2 or 3 touchdowns. And then we transitioned. We knew that the next year was going to be O'Gorman High School, and in the fall of 1961, we changed to the blue and white. We changed to the O'Gorman Knights. We had a new building. We were a whole new program, and our coach, unfortunately, had passed away suddenly on August the 1st of 1961, and so we had to hire a brand new coach. So we were guys that were veterans were getting used to a brand new coach by the name of Jim Janowski, a great guy. And he did a nice job for having to step in at the last minute and take over a team and put together a program. But we played Washington High. The very first game of the season, first game O'Gorman ever played was Washington High School. We didn't fare very well against them. I think we got beat like 41-6 or something like that. But it was still fun, and it was a tradition.
So how was it to be part of the tradition, to be the very first team of O'Gorman Knights?
Well, it was quite exciting. There was some, it's sort of bittersweet in the sense that we had been the Fighting Irish, the Hilltop Fighting Irish of Cathedral, and had been for years, patterned after Notre Dame, green and gold, and that was our thing. And we even used the Notre Dame fight song as our fight song. So when we came to O'Gorman, of course, the powers that be wanted a whole new transition. They didn't want it just to become Cathedral larger. So they named it after the bishop, the second bishop of the diocese, Bishop Thomas O'Gorman. And they changed the colors to blue and white. And they changed the nickname to Knights. And they wrote a new fight song, which is after the Stars and Stripes Forever. And we all know it, of course. And it became a tradition. So it was a bit bittersweet. Fun to be a part of a new program, yet having to let go of something we'd been a part of I had been for 11 years.
So in 1961, how many students at O'Gorman at that time?
My class was 71 students, but after that it jumped huge. The second class, my brother's class, the junior class, was 163, then it went to 200, then it went to 200 more. So it was much, much bigger than Cathedral, which had been just barely over 300.
Which is wonderful.
Yes.
A little bit more about Bob Burns and Dakota Bowl. So you went out, you hired Bob, you brought him back, and then let's talk about Steve Keeter. He comes in. Tell a little bit about your
Bob Burns spotted Steve Keeter coaching up in Webster. Heard about him. He was doing a great job up in Webster. He went and saw a game or two, and this was while he was still our coach, but looking around, still trying to figure out what kind of coaches he wanted. And he saw him, and he came back, and he said to us, there's a young man up there coaching football in Webster, South Dakota. This was in '78. And he said, I'd like to hire him and bring him in, and I'd like to get him ready to eventually take over for me because I'm going to retire. I'm getting up there in age. It's time for me to step down, but I want to get a guy ready. And we asked him what Steve taught, and he said math, and we said that's exactly what we need. So if you need him, you go up and you can convince him to come down at the salary that we can pay him. You're more than welcome to go after him. Well, he did, and he brought him down, and he signed on. He became a math instructor, and I don't know what else Father Wagner put him to. Father Wagner had taken over by then, teaching. But he became the assistant coach, but it was definitively lined up that he was going to be the guy. He was being prepped to take over for Bob Burns.
And being a Catholic boy growing up in Hartford, Humboldt area is what Keeter did, and Dakota State grad and everything. Right. So I didn't know that he was a math teacher. You just told me something. I did not know that Steve was a math teacher. I knew he taught, but I didn't know.
That was his primary focus of teaching when he came down, and we had to have a teacher, and that's what Father Wagner and I had decided was if he's a teacher and he can fit the pattern, then we'll take him.
Great. So a little bit, you still love O'Gorman. You're wonderful. Yep. You go to about every single game.
Yep.
You're at every single girls and boys basketball game. We see you there. We hear you there. You're a big supporter for the Knights. And so a little bit, about why do you still do that?
Well, first of all, I'm a product of Catholic education. My parents decided when they got married that they were going to live near a place that had a Catholic school. And so when they settled in Sioux Falls, they settled 1 block north of the cathedral and raised us by sending us through the cathedral school system, which that's all there was for all the way K through 12. But then by my sophomore year in high school, Bishop Hoke said it's not big enough. We need a central Catholic school. So the plans were made for O'Gorman, and it opened my senior year. So I finished my last year out here at O'Gorman, so I've been a big supporter of Catholic schools all my life, and of O'Gorman especially, because my first assignment right after ordination was to be an associate pastor at St. Lambert's, but on the staff full-time at O'Gorman High School. And so I worked in it. Then I went into education at Roncalli. And then when I finally retired, obviously, where am I going to hook up back with the old school that I was a part of?
But it's nice to see you guys, like you, a prodigy of O'Gorman, growing up with Cathedral and everything, O'Gorman, come back and support the Knights. To these young men and women out there, the athletes, not just in band and everything, you're at everything.
Well, I try to get to everything because I am a firm believer that if the priests, particularly the pastors and those former teachers and so forth, even if the kids don't know you, they'll get to know you if you go to their activities. Because if they see you at their activities, whether it's football, basketball, drama, debate, music, concerts, whatever, and they see you there, then they say, this person supports everything, and they're more active in not only that, but their academics. And it brings on a new atmosphere, I think.
That was Dan Johnson sitting down with Monsignor Barnett, getting a little history of O'Gorman, Dakota Bowl, that whole deal, transition from Cathedral High School to O'Gorman, and that's the newest edition of Inside O'Gorman. And Dan, a fantastic job in your two-part series. A great man with some great information, some great history. Just fantastic.
Monsignor Steve Barnett, great individual, and as if everybody knows at the ball games and everything, you can hear him.
Oh yes,
he's right there. If the official blows a call, he's going to let him know that.
And he has a loud, booming voice.
Yes, he does. He's a great man.
Is he able to whisper?
I'm not sure. But he's a wonderful man. I just love him dearly. He's a wonderful. So, no, the history, when we talked about that, what person more that knows anything about O'Gorman, the Cathedral, than Monsignor Steve Barnett that's around here in Sioux Falls. So.
Thank you very much again, sir. You're listening to the Knights Halftime Show, sponsored by your Knights of Columbus Insurance field agents, Jason Bell, Richard, and Heath Dickelman. We'll step aside one more time here at halftime, and when we come back, we'll have our final thoughts as we head into the third quarter of tonight's matchup between the O'Gorman Knights and the Lincoln Patriots, where the Knights lead the Patriots 22-0. That's on the way right here on Real Presence Radio.
Your family is depending on you. Your family is looking to you to make sure they're safe, protected, and taken care of. Knights of Columbus Insurance offers the protection they need, whether it's term life or whole life, long-term care insurance, disability income insurance, annuities, retirement planning, estate planning, or insurance analysis. Please call Jason Bell Richard at 605-305-0736 or Heath Dickelman at 605-351-7978. Knights of Columbus Insurance.
Financial Benefits Company helps individuals and small businesses prepare for retirement. Financial Benefits Company's philosophy is safe principal, positive return. You can reach John Fritsch at 605-334-8086 and on the web at fbcjf.com. Financial Benefits Company is a proud sponsor of Catholic Radio.
When you look to the future, is the road there inevitable? It's not. That's why O'Gorman education matters. It's where you'll grow in your faith, be challenged, celebrate, and become part of a community.
Welcome back into the Knights halftime show, sponsored by your Knights of Columbus Insurance Field Agents, Jason Bell, Richard, and Heath Dickelman. The Knights lead Lincoln 22-0. A few minutes here before the Knights and Patriots retake the field to resume play here at Howard Wood Field. Fantastic performance by the Lincoln Marching Band, by the way. All just fantastic. I think they're ranked the top in the state. They played in like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and all that.
They've been to Rose Bowl Parade. I mean, hats off to their arts at Lincoln High. Their band has always been that I know #1. Won most of the contests around the Midwest they go. And I think they like go to St. Louis every year, and they usually win down there.
Very impressive, very impressive. We will get you ready for the second half of play, but first we need to get a scoreboard update in finally here. And Dan, what do you have?
Okay, we got Rapid City Stevens is at Aberdeen Central. We got a final up there. Aberdeen Central wins 28-12. Sioux Falls Roosevelt down in Yankton playing the Bucks, and Roosevelt leads 21-15 early in the fourth quarter. Brookings is at Watertown. They're tied 7-all, and that's in the third quarter. Brandon Valley is at Rapid City Stevens. That's a late game. Huron undefeated, 3-0. They're at the Governors and Pierre. Pierre's up 34-7. That's kind of a shocker. But Huron's Pierre's actually bringing it around. And Douglas is at Harrisburg tonight, and Harrisburg won 48-0. The big thing going on at Roosevelt is girls volleyball. #1 Stevens is in town, and right now the Lady Knights are ahead 2-1, best of 5. And they played Central earlier, and they won 3-1 there. Stevens is #1, Washington is #2, or Gorman's #3. The Lady Knights volleyball play Washington Tuesday night at home, and that's 2-3. So if they can knock off Stevens, we got a chance to move up in the rankings there. So it's a little bit. In soccer, girls are at Brookings tomorrow. Boys are at Brookings. And the girls won the Metro the other night. They beat Washington here, so they won the Metro Conference.
Wow.
So out here at Howard Wood, they beat Washington. Was it Tuesday night, I believe, in soccer? So the girls are having a great year. The girls are at noon tomorrow at Brookings. The boys are at 2 at Brookings. So, and then we have Up With People Sunday at the PAC at Performing Arts Center. That's at two shows, 2 and 6, put on by the Catholic Community Foundation of South Dakota. So a lot of things going on. Fall drives this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Heather will be on 2 hours each day. So if you support and you like Real Presence Radio, please call and support. We appreciate it very much. So a lot of things going on this week.
All right, Dan, thank you very much for that. So Gorman's taking the field. They're getting warmed up. Lincoln's coming back out here as well. Assuming they're probably going to try to warm up here a little bit. Clock reads 0, but I don't think the whole team's out here. So maybe delay game. I'm not sure what's going to happen. But while we have a chance, let's talk to our sideline reporter, Mr. Alex High. And Mr. High, I apologize. We had some technical issues early in the game, a consequence of setting up rather quickly. But you've been down on the sideline. 2-0 victory is usually good for the sideline that you're standing on. But hey, what have you noticed on the sideline from a morale standpoint, from a team standpoint?
It's business as usual. Again, I know I sound like a broken record.
Yeah, you say it like every time I talk to you.
Every time you talk to me, like business as usual on the sidelines. One thing we got to watch for is more penalties. I know Poppinga won't put up with that. I haven't seen him chew out the team yet for the penalties. I have seen him be a little displeased with the referees and some of the calls and some of the non-calls.
So are we.
So that's something to watch out for is the penalties. I think that's kind of the key storyline for me going into the second half.
Absolutely, and from a temperature standpoint, actually on the field, I mean it's kind of a little muggy. We're up here, but it's a lot different down there. I mean, is it warm, sticky, windy? What are you feeling?
Yeah, it's muggy. It's not too hot, but because of like the mugginess, is not super pleasant. I'm sure the guys are sweating a lot.
You think we'll see cramping the second half?
Oh, I think definitely. You got to stay hydrated.
Yeah.
There we go. There's our PSA.
Hydrate or die, as some people have been known to say.
Yeah.
What is it?
Hydrate or die.
Yeah, that's kind of true since humans are 75% water or something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't go. You're in school, Mr. Altoff back here. Yeah, we have Sebastian Altoff, a Gorman student back here, shadowing us here on the radio station. Sophomore. Man, look at that kid. But yeah, 75%. Well, you're in biology class. I haven't taken a. Yeah, Popping is your teacher, right? Well, we'll ask him later, why we can't get an answer from you there.
But
no.
What do you think Lincoln has to do here, Alex? You're down here, you see. What does Lincoln have to do to get back into this?
Well, I think Lincoln's got to come out and do something early in the second half to take the wind out of O'Gorman's sails. I think whoever wins these first couple of drives is going to win the game.
We get the ball now. I mean,
and that's, if you're Lincoln, you're not happy about that.
All right, Mr. High, thank you very much, and we will talk to you down on the sideline. And this has been your Knights halftime show, sponsored by your Knights of Columbus Insurance field agents, Jason Bell-Richard and Heath Dickelman. Just a few seconds here before we resume play in the third quarter here at Howard Wood Field. Michael Promas here alongside Dan Johnson, Alex High, of course, and Brett Byler here as well. And like I mentioned, Mr. Sebastian Altoff here as well, hanging out. Are you playing video games back there? He's texting his mom. What a good young man. O'Gorman student, hockey player. His dad works for the diocese. He does something, chancellor, which is a big deal. Absolutely. Great family, though. We appreciate him being there. So the Knights are out on the field, and like we mentioned, they will be starting this third quarter with the ball. So, Dan, a couple things the Knights need to focus on, looking back at our keys to victory, that they need to get done if they want to win and move to 4-0.
Well, the mental mistakes. They've had too many mental mistakes. The holding, everything. They can't do that. They have to play solid football. And I said that last week and the week before. But again, they have to play O'Gorman football. Play what you were taught and play it hard, and we're going to come out. I don't think they're going to change too much. Canyon's been kind of quiet tonight a little bit. I think they're going to open it up a little bit. You're going to hopefully see Tate get a couple break a couple here tonight. So
Lincoln is on to kick it away from right to left. Here's the kick by number 11, Wyatt Vandentop. It's going to be fielded by OG. It looks like Canyon Bauer back there. No, that's Bo Blunt. Gets on the right side, charges forward, breaks past a couple Lincoln players, and brings it all the way up to the O'Gorman 33-yard line. That's where the Knights will go to work offensively for the first time in this half.
You see them 4 or 5 Knights come with the wedge right there? I love that one. That play develops like that. They gets the ball, and then 4 guys come together for build that wedge, and they take off. They take off like a snowplow going down the field, and it just opens it up. And I love that.
So here come the Knights in shotgun with Zach Norton. 2 receivers either side, 1 back, and a jump from the left tackle. Not a way we want to start this second half, Mr. Johnson.
Who's that? Will Washington.
Will Washington, yeah,
yep.
The 6'5", 260-pound junior. Last week against Washington, he got called for a couple of those as well. Just a little antsy, I think, on that side. But then again, he is going up against one of the top defensive backs in the state as well. That's number 57, Grant Treber.
Well, and like John Fritz said, he's the Iowa State D1. I mean, he's 6'7". He's huge.
Knights 5 yards back. Take the first snap of the half. Hand off to Tate Wishart up the middle. He'll pick up about 4 yards on the carry. Bring up 2nd down and 11 for the Knights. Ball on their own 32 toward the right hash. Saw a lot of rushing in the first half from the O'Gorman Knights. Of the 277 total offense, about 2/3 of that was rushing. Norton and shotgun. Spread receivers, 1 back. Here's the snap. It's low, but he grabs it. Norton looks to pass, fires it down the middle of the field, and it hits right into the hands of it looked like, was that Canyon Bauer?
Yeah, I believe it is.
Yeah, that was Canyon Bauer. Hit him in the hands and fell right out. That doesn't happen very often.
It did.
I'd even call that a lucky occurrence.
Okay, 3rd and long again. I mean, Canyon was wide open. That is, I should say never, but it did, but highly unlikely for him to do that. Uncharacteristic of that to happen.
I do want to preface, by the way, again, O'Gorman, white jersey, silver numbers and letters. We're far away. We apologize. The snap goes between Norton's legs. He runs back, is able to recover it, and move ahead a couple yards. Then he is jacked up at the 22-yard line, helped up by one of the defensive tackles. Some good sportsmanship there. But the Knights are going to be looking at 4th and long now, and a very rough start to this second half.
That was a loss of 8-9 yards. That's 4th and 20. 21, excuse me. They just fell apart.
And Norton took a hard hit, too. He's going to head over to the sideline and take a little bit of a rest. Here's Bo Blunt on to punt for OG. Back to return is number 2, Hunter Merkley, Here's the snap, the punt. It touches down about the 45-yard line, takes an OG bounce, rolls into the Patriots' territory, and they'll down it at the 48-yard line. 10:24 to play in this third quarter. Knights lead Lincoln 22-0 here at Howard Wood Field on a beautiful September night.
You see Needles there, 84 from Lincoln. He's telling everybody, get away, get away, get away, because they were running the Knights. I forget who had him, but he was running, blocking with them. He was backing up and going to back into it, and that's...
And I don't think the Patriots want a repeat of the situation in the first quarter where they touched the ball, then the Knights recovered. So here's Eisenbraun in shotgun, spread receivers and one back. This is Sorensen in as he gets the handoff, and he'll bring it back to the original line of scrimmage for a gain and loss of 0. 2nd and 10 for the Patriots.
Thomas in on a tackle.
By the way, Real Presence Radio Fall Live Drive is already next week. It's Wednesday the 19th through Friday the 21st. If you enjoy all the great programs and special events like O'Gorman Knights football, please plan to call in and pledge your support between 7 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. during those days to be an active member of this ministry and the family of faith and hope. Eisenbraun in shotgun, spread receivers. Takes the snap, fires it down the long left sideline. It is caught! Number 84, Logan Needles getting the long pass and down at the Knights' 18-yard line, and that's something we haven't seen from Lincoln so far in this game. A little bit of fire and a long offensive play.
But I tell you what, I thought it was a jump ball there, Pajado. I thought they both had it. They both went up, and Needles came down with it, and Pajado didn't want to let go of it.
40-yard Eisenbraun to Needles connection, and Lincoln wastes no time with a fresh set of downs again at the OG 18. Eisenbraun and shotgun, spread receivers. Handoff this time to Tia up the middle. That's Melvin Tia, the 5'7", 175-pound junior. That'll be a gain of about 4 yards on the carry. 2nd and 6 then from Lincoln on the Knights' 14-yard line left hash. Again, moving from my right to my left and knocking on the door, trying to get their first points of the game. Eisenbraun and shotgun. Tia behind him in a three-point stance. Here's the snap. Fake handoff to Tia. Eisenbraun rolls out right, looks for the option, but instead heads up field and will pick up about 5 yards on the QB keeper. That'll be just shy of a first down. Should bring up 3rd down and 1. Well, here's Eisenbraun in shotgun. Sorensen behind him this time. One receiver either side. Patriots again, 3rd and 1 on the OG 10. Eisenbraun puts a man in motion right to left, fakes the handoff to Sorensen, dives ahead, and that should be enough for a Patriots first down.
Way to stay home, though, with the Knights.
That'll bring up 1st down and goal for the Lincoln Patriots then from the 8-yard line. And again, Lincoln trying to put up the first points of the game. The Knights have 22 unanswered points on the Patriots with 8:34 to play in this third quarter here at Howard Wood.
Boy, they look like a different team this third quarter.
Here's a weird lineup here, a Wildcat style. Here's Eisenbraun, though. He hands it off to Tia, who sweeps left. Move upfield, and he'll pick up about 2 yards on the carry.
So Reeves and Thomas on the tackle.
Bring up 2nd and goal from the OG 7.
That reminds me of a pro set there. He set that guy, put him in motion, and slid over, and I like that.
Yeah, kind of, again, like I said, a Wildcat sort of setup, except it was still snapped to the quarterback, which is not a true Wildcat setup. But bringing in a lot of receivers and backs, putting them in weird spots to give the center that option to snap it to one of those guys. More of a normal look here this time at a wide receiver moving from left to right. Eisenbraun takes the snap, keeps it himself, moves up field, right down the gut, and he'll pick up about 3 yards this time with the QB keeper. To bring up 3rd down and 4. 3rd down and goal from the 4, for the Lincoln Patriots.
He got hit hard, though.
Terrell Eisenbraun, a 6'1", 150-pound senior. Tall guy, but not a lot of meat on him. Not a huge muscular guy, and so it's a little easier to get rattled around.
You see how they spread it? They spread everybody there and went up. So here comes Melvin in number 8. He's lining up in the...
Eisenbraun in shotgun, one back, it's Tia. 2 receivers either side. Here's the snap, handoff to Tia, dives up the middle, charging forward into the end zone. Touchdown, Lincoln. The Patriot fans are ecstatic, putting up their first points of the game with 6:56 to play in the third quarter. Patriots will come on to kick the PAT. On to kick number 11, Wyatt Vandentop, the 6'1", 174-pound junior. Eisenbraun on to hold.
That was pure muscle right up the gut.
Here's the snap, the place, the kick. It's up. It is a little left, but goes through the uprights. The O'Gorman Knights lead the Patriots 22-7, but the Patriots tightening things up here at Howard Wood Field. We'll step aside. This is O'Gorman Knights football on Real Presence Radio.
Hi, this is Mark Konzemius. In 1987, Bishop Paul Dudley and a group of business leaders started the Catholic Community Foundation for Eastern South Dakota to help raise, manage, and distribute God's gifts as determined by donors' intent. 28 years later, we continue to grow their vision and legacy of faith. Many choose the Catholic Community Foundation for their charitable giving because of our commitment to Catholic, moral, and social values. Learn more about how you can leave a legacy of faith through the Catholic Community Foundation at 605-988-3788 or visit cfesd.org.
Crossroads Book and Music is a local source for Catholic gifts and supplies. From rosaries and medals to books and Bibles, Crossroads is here with materials to help individuals in their walk with Christ. Crossroads also features a large line of personalized gifts that are great for weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, or any special occasion. Crossroads is located at 41st and Grange next to Camille's. Crossroads, books, gifts, music.
Welcome back to Howard Wood. The Patriots putting up their first points of the game. The nice little 4-yard carry by Melvin Tia with the PAT makes the score 22-7 in favor of the O'Gorman Knights. And the ball keeps tipping over there on the 40-yard line. The wind picking up a bit here at Howard
Wood. They're
Wood.
going to have to hold it now. That's twice.
And the way that Howard Wood is set up, it kind of forms a wind tunnel. You have two large concrete stands on either side, and it's kind of angled from the southeast to the northwest. And so when you get the breeze just right, it makes conditions a little bit interesting. Ball's going to be held. Wyatt Vandentop will kick it away for the Patriots. Back to return for OG, Canyon Bauer, and Andrew Pujato. Here's the whistle. Vandentop with the kick. He's got some pretty good distance, not enough to go to the end zone, and Canyon Bauer will pick it up at the 5. He cuts right down the right sideline, cuts back inside at the 30, and he'll be brought down at the 33-ish yard line. So the Knights will go back to work.
I like how he reads those lanes. He started up the sideline there, but a couple yards in, all of a sudden he sees the lane open over to left, drive to left about 3 yards, and up and down another 5 or 6. Smart ball player.
By the way, while we have a chance, a special shout-out from Ken Lindeman to Ken Lindeman. Ken Lindeman, a teacher at O'Gorman Math. He also does the stats for O'Gorman, keeps us in the know about how O'Gorman's doing. So a shout-out to his father, Ken Lindeman, watching in Minot, North Dakota, and his brother, Steve Lindeman, watching in Denver, Colorado. Knights take the snap. Quick little pass over left side. Will be a gain of about 5 yards.
You know, they never, Lindemann and Gordon, they don't get talked about. I mean, they're right there with the coaches. They're helping with their stats and everything. Kind of the unsung heroes of the coaches staff. I mean, they're all volunteering their time. They're helping out whatever they need to do for O'Gorman. They're there every game like we are.
Absolutely, absolutely. So a special shout out to them. And Steve Lindeman, if you're listening, go Broncos. I mean, if you're I assume you're in Denver. Then you have to be a Denver fan, right? Maybe not? All right.
You're probably a Viking fan.
Probably. That's all right. Norton with trips right. Fakes the handoff, rolls right, cuts back left. Down the left sideline now at the 50, a blocker ahead of him at the 40. The 30's pushed out of bounds, and a tremendous pickup on a play that slightly fell apart but was saved by the quarterback.
And no holding.
And no holding.
I was waiting for the flag. I'm sorry to say that, folks, but when a broken play like that, you know they're going to call something. Come on.
They're going to spot that ball back about 5 yards, saying he stepped out of bounds. Spotted at the Lincoln 36-yard line on the left hash.
Wow. That was nice running.
So Knights have a fresh set of downs. Here's Norton again with trips right, one back, one to his left. Here's the snap. Fires it over left side. Canyon Bauer. Bauer jukes and jives, picks up the first down on the cutback and charges forward for a gain of 13. I also have to give one other shout out to a friend of mine's sister, and I guess I kind of got to know her, but Erica Diedrich, who's actually performed with the Lincoln Patriots marching band as part of that organization and makes really good coffee too at her place of business. So shout out to Hillary and Erica. Thank you so much for listening.
You see how Koenig caught the ball, and he kind of just stops a little bit and lets it play and then takes off? Watch him.
1st and 10 for OG from the Lincoln 23. This time a quick little slant pass over to the left side to Canyon Bauer over his head. Second time Canyon Bauer has cut out and just looked back slightly too late. Not enough time to really find the ball in the sky, especially with all those lights, and snag it out of there. It flies over his head, brings up 2nd and 10.
But you got 6'5" Noah Brown coming after you, 265. You know, they got their arms up. I mean, that's one thing, you know, with Brady in there, Brady's used to knocking balls down. That's one thing. You're 6'5", you got to be careful.
2nd and 10. OG left hash on the 23. That's Lincoln's 23. Trips right from the shotgun. Norton fires it over the right side. It's tipped away and intercepted by Lincoln. A flag flies, though.
That was definitely defensive holding.
We might see some defensive holding, some pass interference coming in, but that was number 4, Andy Blazovic, on the interception. They might call this one back in favor of OG, and judging by the Lincoln Patriots reaction, that is in fact the case.
They should, because that was definitely before the interception was the hold. Pass interference on defense. Here's the call, Mike. Yep,
pass interference on Lincoln indeed.
Spotted the ball, was what, 5?
I think they spotted about the 15-yard line, actually, is where they threw the flag. Look at the official spot here. Once they decide, I suppose, the Zebras aren't conferring on the 20-yard line here. 5:42 to play in this third quarter. Knights leading Lincoln 22-7, trying for another touchdown.
First down would be the 13-yard line, so ball's at the 23, excuse me. Knights break huddle, but the officials are still in a huddle.
I think they're trying to get the exact spot of that ball and decide what the penalty is going to be. If it's a 15-yard penalty, that's going to spot the Knights at the 1-yard line. I mean, if going off of what we are assuming, otherwise they might go half the distance. We'll get the official call here.
Flags at the 12.
Still discussing, still waiting for the call here, the official call over the loudspeaker. Yep, they're going to call pass interference on Lincoln and half the distance to the goal.
From the spot of the foul.
So they're going to say half the distance from the line of scrimmage, actually. So they started at the 23, and they're bringing it up to about the 11.5-yard mark. So that is where the Knights will get the ball with a fresh set of downs. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 11 is what we're saying. Left hash, Norton and shotgun, 2 receivers to his left, offset eye to the right. Here's the snap, hand off to Wishard. He dives right, runs into a little resistance, breaks past that. He's held by the foot and falls down about 3 yards later.
He's dragging the guy. Did you see him hop? He was hopping there with one guy hanging onto his left leg, and he's on for his right for 2 more yards.
That'll bring up 2nd and 7 for the Knights from the Lincoln 8-yard line. That's what you get with a small, stocky guy there, Dan.
Yeah.
Legs just keep moving.
Oh.
They take one away, he keeps moving the other, right? Norton and shotgun. Spread receivers to either side, one tight, though, on the left side. Here's the fake handoff. Norton rolls around left side to the end zone. Touchdown, but that is coming back, folks. A very blatant holding penalty offensively from the left side. I think that was
4 flags.
Yeah, 4 flags flew in. I actually think that was Evan Witchery, who was in at the tight end or a wing back spot, went down the field, cut back in, and basically drug down the outside linebacker.
I'm going to go on a limb and make that call.
Yeah, I will too. We don't make assumptions here, folks, no. But that was obvious. I'll give them
everybody
that
saw
Everybody
that.
saw
I mean,
that.
that happened. And that's sad. All of a sudden, now it'll be 2nd and 15, 2nd and 16.
They'll be spotted back at the Lincoln 17-yard line. Bring up 2nd down and 16 then for OG. Here's Norton and shotgun. 2 receivers either side, 1 back to his right. Here's the snap. Hand off to Wishard. He sweeps around the left side, cuts back in, and barrel rolls to the 10-yard line, and they're going to spot him just a few yards ahead of that original line of scrimmage. Actually, a very generous spot up at the 8-yard line. A third down.
8-yard pickup, not bad.
Yeah, 3rd down and 7 for OG.
Okay, we got to punch it in here. We don't want 4th and, well, we can get a first down without getting a touchdown, but it'd be right at the 1-yard line.
Norton comes out with an empty backfield. 4 receivers spread out to the right side, 1 to his left. Lincoln playing back a little bit. Norton takes the snap. It's low, but he recovers. He tries to make something out of it, but he's going to be brought down at the 10-yard line. And a loss of 2 on the QB keeper.
Oh, we got Lincoln guy hurt. Number 7. Andy Sand.
Aiden Sand right there.
Aiden Sand.
Looks like he might have hurt his ankle a little bit there, limping off the assistance of the athletic trainer. And the Knights looking at a 4th and 9 situation here. I think we might see Mr. Pavelko and a field goal attempt.
Okay, that pocket just collapsed right
Yes.
there. All of a sudden, it just.
And that's about the 5th, 6th play we've seen that formation. The Knights like to either run screens, they can throw some good passes off of that, or the QB keeper. Lincoln's seen each show of that play throughout the game, and this time they called it right. Risky, but they did it.
Very risky.
Here's Pavelko on to try for the field goal. 27-yard attempt. Here comes the pressure. Pavelko puts it up. It's got nice distance. Does it have the angle? Yes. Pavelko puts up his 2nd field goal of the game to extend the Knights' lead to 25-7. 3:56 to play in this 3rd quarter. And we will step aside. This is O'Gorman Knights football on Real Presence Radio.
Fairtex Inc. is a locally owned and operated tax and bookkeeping company serving Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. We prepare tax returns for individuals and businesses and provide a range of financial services for small businesses. Fairtex Inc. is located at 1727 South Cleveland Avenue and can be reached at 605-336-1669 and online at fairtexinc.com. Member NATP and NAEA.
Big Rig Barbecue brings a Texas-style barbecue to South Dakota. They use a real wood smoker for all their meats, every single day. Big Rig Barbecue serves sliced brisket, pulled pork, chicken, and ribs. They offer pre-orders for smaller events and gatherings and cater for large events, including parties, meetings, and graduations. Big Rig Barbecue's new sit-down location is on the corner of 41st and Minnesota. Their website, bigrigbbbq.net.
Knights tack on another field goal thanks to Connor Pavelko. 25-7 lead over the Lincoln Patriots here at Howard Wood Field. A few seconds shy of 4 minutes to play in this 3rd quarter, and the Knights set to kick it off. Here's Pavelko again, and back to return for the Patriots is Hunter Merkley and Logan Needles. Bit of a short kick this time. It's going to be picked up at the 30-yard line by number 8, Melvin Tia. He'll move ahead a couple yards, but stay right there. Not bad field position for the Lincoln Patriots. Should be starting things off at their own 32.
So that's 2 field goals tonight for Connor?
Yes, sir.
He's had 2 already this year, so that's 4 field goals in a year. He doesn't kick that many.
He doesn't really.
No.
I mean, high school football, it's usually kind of the end zone or nothing. But when you have a great kicker like Connor Pavelko, it's always an option to kick that field goal, especially from that range.
But a lot of teams do not have that option.
They do not.
As the Knights have.
1st and 10 for the Lincoln Patriots, and here comes Terrell Eisenbraun in shotgun. 1 back. Looks like he's got Tia in there this time. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left from the right hash. Eisenbraun looks to pass, drops back, looks down the middle of the field, and is going to be picked off at the 50-yard line. Yes, they're going to say the pass was caught by O'Gorman and turnover.
Oski. That's what we like to hear. 24.
And looks like that was Jacob Bird on the interception.
24. We were talking about him earlier. He's been quiet tonight.
Absolutely. I believe that's the 2nd interception on the season as well.
Wow. We needed that right there. We need that momentum right now because we kind of shooting ourselves in the foot.
So 1st and 10 for OG, and the Knights sideline comes alive just a little bit here. Ball on their own 49-yard line toward the left hash. Again, Knights moving from left to right. Norton and shotgun spread receivers. Here's the snap. Fake handoff to Wishart. Norton rolls out right. Heavy pressure. He escapes it. Points down the field. Fires it right side. That's going to be picked off by Lincoln in turn.
Number 14.
That's Avery Rice on the interception for Lincoln. So they giveth and then taketh away.
As soon as he threw it, you could see that. He was right down and right in front of us. You could see that he had the line on the ball. As a receiver, you got to come to the ball.
So a lot of feelings going on there. Some laughing, some crying, and right now the Knights probably a little distraught after that. But 1st and 10 for Lincoln now on their own 48-yard line left hash. Eisenbraun spread receivers in shotgun. Throws it out right side. It's picked up by Wyatt Vandentop. He'll charge up the field past the 50-yard line and be brought down at the Knights' 46-yard line. While we have a chance, let's throw it down to the sideline with Mr. Alex High. Mr. High, a lot of feelings going on down there. What is the actual feel? I apologize. It looks like we might have lost connection there with Alex High. We'll try to get that reconnected here. Flags fly as the Patriots snap the ball on 2nd and 4. Might have been a little bit of jumping there at the offensive line.
If I can, we got a quick update out of Roosevelt. Gorman Lady Knights playing number 1 Stevens in volleyball. They lost 3-2, 3 games to 2 games in the best of 5. So number 1 beat number 3 tonight, and we play Washington on Tuesday night at O'Gorman. They're number 2, so Lady Knights put up a good fight.
2nd and 9 now for Lincoln, back on their own 49-yard line, middle of the field. Eisenbraun spread receivers, takes the snap, hands it off up the middle to Austin Sorensen. And I tell you what, Eisenbraun, very lucky he wasn't called for a false start himself. He took a step forward just as the ball was being snapped. Believe it or not, quarterbacks can't be called for that, and he was very, very close.
You don't see it too often.
Not very often at all.
But yes, they will call it.
Gain of 3 in the handoff up the middle, bring up 3rd down and 6. That was Tia on the run. Here's the snap. This time Eisenbraun wants to pass. Throws it over left side in the hands of Needles. He'll sweep around to the flats. He's brought down at about the 44-yard line, just 2 yards shy of that first down. Lincoln looking at a 4th down situation now.
So now, are we playing a little bit of soft?
Getting
I mean, I'm trying to look here where they're lining up. Seems like they're not as tight on the line. The linebackers are loose a little bit, and they're getting a little bit more open. But they're spreading the offense, no doubt about it. Lincoln is spreading their offense.
So Lincoln will go for it on 4th and 2 from the Knights' 44. Eisenbraun shotgun. 2 receivers to his left. Tia in the backfield. 1 receiver to his right as well. On the hard call, nobody jumps. And a timeout called by Lincoln. They're trying to get OG to jump. Nobody did, so they're going to burn their first timeout of the half with $1.41 to play in the 3rd quarter. The Knights lead Lincoln 25-7. By the way, coming up next week, Real Presence Radio's Fall Live Drive, Wednesday through Friday. Please plan to call in and pledge your support. And if you're listening on 94.5 FM or 91.3 FM in Sioux Falls and Hartford, respectively, make a special note to call in when our very own Heather Caro hosts on Thursday the 20th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and Friday the 21st from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. And if you're enjoying programs like tonight's O'Gorman football game, we need your help to support our radio stations and be active members of this family of faith and hope. We greatly appreciate your support. It keeps us on air and allows us to do something that we love when we're not working full time, right?
Yes. So all 3 days, listen, I mean, there's some great programs during the day in Real Presence Radio.
Going to have some great guests during the Fall Live Drive as well. Be sure to tune in. 4th and 2 now for Lincoln. They're going to try to go for it, stacking up the backfield, man in motion from left to right. And a fumble on the snap. Eisenbraun recovers, but his knee was on the ground when he picked up the ball. That will be a turnover on downs for Lincoln.
Mental mistake by Lincoln. You don't see that too often.
No.
Bad snap, low snap, and his knee was down like you called it. He was down. And the Knights, they were right there. They weren't given an inch.
So the Knights will get it right back at the same spot they had it the last time they had it offensively on their own 49-yard line when Jacob Bird picked up the interception and then Norton subsequently threw an interception.
How do you like the momentum? All of a sudden, we get the interception, boom. They come back, they get an interception. The momentum, now 3 plays, 4 downs, they're out. And the momentum kind of shifts back and forth. But again, we're up 25-7, minute 38 to go in the 3rd, so we got a lot of football left.
First and 10 for the Knights. Ball toward the right hash. Norton in shotgun. Offset eye to his left. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Here's the snap. Fake handoff. Norton rolls out left side. Heads up the field into Lincoln territory, and he's sandwiched at the 42-yard line. He'll be just shy of that first down by about a yard.
Now look at the left tackle out there. He's very cautious about holding over there on that side. And they're just like pushing away. I'm not even going to hold you.
That was Will Waschenberger. And, yeah, they're playing it safe, just kind of pushing with the heels of your hands. Sometimes that's all you can do, just kind of throw some heel punches, right? 2nd and 1. Norton in shotgun. Spread receivers. Handoff up the middle to Wishard. He needed 1, but he picked up about 6. And earned the Knights a fresh set of downs. Wishard just charging forward, and he's kind of taking a beating tonight. Seen him get up slow a couple times, just kind of rolling as he hits the deck, throwing his glove off the field, I think.
And like his shoe just kind of came off there.
Oh, was that his shoe? I think the sole of his shoe actually just threw off the field.
But he just adjusted his shoe, though, a little bit.
Nonetheless, earns the Knights 4 more downs. 1st and 10 from the Lincoln 35. Ball toward the left hash. Norton looks toward the sideline to head coach Jason Poppinga. Get 1 more call. Spread receivers, 1 back. It's still Wishard. And
delay a game.
Yep, delay a game. Ran out of time. Jason Poppinga not happy with that one, so we'll push that back 5 yards. Make that 1st and 15 for OG from the Lincoln 40-yard line. They're going to regroup. And reevaluate.
I don't understand. We did that in the second quarter, Michael.
I know.
All of a sudden we got the hurry-up offense, and then next thing you know, we're just down late the game. But you see the back judge. He puts his hand up. He starts counting, and there's clocks. You can see that.
Clock at 20 seconds to play in this 3rd quarter. Game clock at 17. Norton in shotgun. Spread receivers. Hands off to Wishard. He sweeps around left side, breaks 1 tackle, crosses that original line of scrimmage, then the first down marker down the left sideline, and is finally drugged down by his heels at the Lincoln 22. They're going to move the chains and then restart that game clock at 9 seconds now.
So that'll be the end.
Yeah, the Knights will just kind of run this one out. 3 quarters have come and gone, and the 4th quarter is coming right up. The Knights lead Lincoln 25-7. More OG football on the way right here on Real Presence Radio.
Morgan Stanley values long-term relationships with its clients. I'm Thad Barnes, financial advisor with the Barnes DeMore Group of Morgan Stanley's Sioux Falls office. Andy DeMore and myself know that building relationships begin with getting to know each client. We can create personal investment strategies to help meet retirement, education, and other financial needs.
Thad and Andy can be reached at 338-6500. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC.
Aaron's in Sioux Falls is a lease-to-own retailer of furniture, electronics, and appliances. Aaron's offers payments that include 12, 18, and 24-month plans, and Aaron's same as cash option. They provide delivery and setup with a lease-to-own agreement, and product service and repair are also included. You can visit the Sioux Falls Aaron's store or call 988-9999. And you can also shop online at aarons.com to experience the Aaron's difference. Own it.
Start of the 4th quarter here at Howard Wood Field. The Knights lead the Patriots 25-7. And the Knights trying to put on another score before turning it back to the Patriots. 1st and 10 from the 22. Now moving right to left. Long pass down the middle of the field falls incomplete. Diving for the ball. Looks like that was Bo Blunt this time.
The pass was just off just a touch there.
And I think that's a good explanation of the passing really in this whole game. It's just been slightly off. Norton's just putting a little too much zip on it and overthrowing his receivers just a hair. But they're still able to complete a few. And they could probably use one right here as well. 2nd and 10 now for the Knights.
Now, I love Coach Poppinga, the way he calls the plays in. Some of the moves that he makes. I love it.
Officials spotted the ball 1 yard back. They need to switch out balls. They're going to put it 1 more yard. Oh, there you go. 2nd and 10 from the 22. There we are. Left hash.
Good heads up.
Norton in shotgun. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left, 1 wing back on the left side as well. Norton low snap recovers. Drops back to pass. Fires it down the right side. And it is going to be overthrown. Like we mentioned, overthrowing his intended receivers. And it looks like that was for Canyon Bauer. And if Canyon Bauer can't quite get to it, you know it was a little off.
The great pressure by Lincoln. 59 came in and just about got him for the sack, and he let that ball go.
3rd down and 10 now for the Knights. Really trying to air it out these last few plays. Trying to mix it up. They've stuck to the ground for the majority of the game. Here comes Norton in shotgun. Offset eye to his right. 2 receivers to the right as well. 1 to his left. Norton takes the snap. Looks to pass. No, keeps himself. Heavy pressure, though. He's able to scramble out of that. Scrambles around down the left sideline at the 10. And he's pushed out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. But a flag flies in very late after number 6, Bo Blunt, pushed one of the Lincoln players from behind.
And he made it. He had the 1st down.
Yep. And Bo Blunt kind of put hands on the defensive player and then realized what he had done, pulled it back, but at that point the Lincoln player had fallen to the ground already, and they're going to call that on you every day of the week.
Mental mistakes. Mental mistakes. They're going to go way back here. There'd be 3rd and 20.
So it'll be a spot of the foul. It'll be 3rd and 23 now.
23.
Bo Blunt was about 3 yards back, 10-yard penalty. Here we are back on the Knights' 35-yard line, left hash.
You see Zach running for his life, though?
Yes. Norton in shotgun. 4 receivers spread to his right and 1 to his left. It's Blunt. Here's the snap. Norton looks right. Screen pass over right side, tipped into the hands of Bauer and out. And again, Canyon Bauer in and out of his hands, not able to connect.
4th down. They're going to go for it.
So you bring up Pavelko at the 35-yard, a 48-yard field goal. Can he do it?
What can he kick? What's his longest?
Yeah, what can he kick, Brett?
With the wind.
35. Brett says 35.
I'll bet he can do a 40.
But you get the wind on there.
You get the wind and Howard Wood.
Maybe put on a steel-toed shoe.
Okay, here we go. No, they decided to punt. There's Connor coming out to go for it. But that would give Lincoln the ball up to 35.
Well,
so
they have to do something quick. 10 seconds on the play clock. They head right to the line.
No,
Still
punting.
not sure what they're going to do.
Punting.
That punt. Here's Bo Blunt. Snap is clapping his hands, asking for the ball. They snap it finally. He punts it away. It's going to go into the end zone, and I don't think that's quite what they're looking for. The Patriots will get it at the 20-yard line.
They were really hurried up there, weren't they?
Very much so. The special teams unit was coming out on the field with about 12 seconds on the game clock. They just kind of hurried up and did something.
And he was clapping, give me the ball, hike the ball, hike the ball.
And the Knights just a little bit scattered, a little sloppy in the second half, more so than we saw in the first half. Makes you wonder if they're just getting tired, fatigued, what's going through their heads.
Kind of a hot week of practice, but again, it's, they were fired up tonight, so up 25-7 here, 11:21 to go in the ball game at Howard Wood Field.
Here come the Patriots. Eisenbraun shotgun, spread receivers, 1 back, it's Tia. Here's the snap, looks to pass, fires it left side in the hands of Needles. Needles catches, brings up to the 25, dives forward for a few more, and that'll be a gain of about 8 yards on the connection.
So they're spreading the defense a little bit more now, so we're playing a little bit softer.
Lincoln implementing a hurry-up offense now. They're going to say 2nd and 1. Same formation, spread receivers. Here's the snap. Eisenbraun, it's low. He is able to get it, though. Throws it to Vandentop right side on the screen. This might actually lose about 2 yards on the connection. Yep, 3rd down and 3, they're saying now. All the way back on the Patriots' 26-yard line.
3rd and short.
Lincoln taking some time in the huddle here. Clock ticks past 10:30 to play in this 4th quarter. Eisenbraun in shotgun. 2 receivers to his left with the tight end on that side. 1 receiver to his right and 1 back. But a timeout called at the a flag, Flag thrown just before the play clock expired.
What do we got there?
Get the official call here. The play clock hadn't run out, but the flags flew. They're call encroachment on OG.
Oh. Wow, nothing's going right here.
So that'll give Lincoln 5 yards and a 1st down.
Automatic.
So 1st and 10 for the Patriots now, following the encroachment on the Patriots' 33-yard line. Right hash. Eisenbrod in shotgun, 2 receivers either side, Tia in the backfield. Here's the snap, fake the handoff to Tia, pump fakes left. He is sacked back at the 25-yard line by about 3 O'Gorman Knights. They came with the ferocity, Mr. Johnson.
Who was that? I'm trying to see. Was it?
I think we saw Makuska. I think we saw Witchery back there.
Is that Stuckel in there?
Stuckel was back there as well.
I'm having a hard time. It's on the far hash, and with the numbers, I apologize.
They came back, I mean, just like that. I mean, within a half a second, they had broke around the left side of that line just before Eisenbrod tried to throw it away and clobbered him.
He didn't see him.
So that brings up 2nd down and 17 now for the Patriots, back on their own 26-yard line. Eisenbrod in shotgun, 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Looks to pass, fires at left side. It's going to be overthrown, but they might call pass interference on OG.
Late flag. Very late flag.
Pass was intended for Wyatt Vandentop, but I think getting his hand on it, or getting his hand on the player, was Pujato. And I'm not so sure, Dan, that pass was even catchable. He was overthrown to the left. Even if Vandentop was uncovered, I don't think he could have dove forward to grab that.
They threw a flag about 4 seconds after the ball was dead.
So we'll get the official call here. Officials are walking the ball back towards Lincoln. This might be on the Patriots. We'll get the official call. I'm confused. I apologize.
No, that's where they got to spot it. From line of scrimmage.
So, yep, that is on Andrew Pujato. 15-yard penalty brings up 2nd down and 2 now for the Lincoln Patriots on their own 41-yard line.
Yeah, they got to go way back to line of scrimmage and come up.
So here's Eisenbrod shotgun. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Tia in the backfield. Ball in the middle of the field. Here's the snap. It's low. Hands it off to Tia. Tia stumbles a little bit, recovers, but he's going to be brought down for a loss of about 3 yards, and they're actually going to spot it back. They say when he slipped, his knee hit the ground for a loss of 3 yards officially. Yes, 3rd and 5 now for Lincoln.
How tall is he?
Tia?
Yeah.
He is 5'7", 170-pound junior.
He looks smaller than that.
He does, but very solid.
Oh, yeah.
Trips right now for the Patriots. 1 receiver to the left, shallow line. Eisenbrod rolls out, looks to pass, fires it down the left sideline, and overthrows his intended receiver, looking for a Zach Hansen out on the left flats at about the 47-yard line. But again, just overthrew it. Hansen got his fingertips on it. It went out of bounds.
I thought if he pulled that in with one hand, that was catch of the ball game.
4th and 5 for the Patriots. 4th and 5 now for the Lincoln Patriots. And at this point, Dan, you're down 7-25. 8:43 in the 4th quarter. You go for it, you punt.
Well, I'd go for it, but again, you're back and you're at the 38-yard line, but they're going to punt here, so that would give O'Gorman great field coverage, great field position. So they're going to punt it away.
Here's Ransom from left to right, so punting into the wind. Gets the snap, punts it away. Back to return is Bird. It's going to be muffed at the 40-yard line.
He lost
Does
it.
Lincoln come up with it? Does O'Gorman? Yes. Lincoln does. Up on the O'Gorman 38-yard line. The Patriots are able to recover after it was muffed by, I think that was Andrew Pujato.
Oh.
No, excuse me. No, that was Caden Hackman. Hey, Caden Hackman on the muff. Came forward. He was he had his feet planted at the 40. It went straight through his arms, and then was knocked out by one of the Patriots players and recovered.
Waiter heads up by Lincoln Patriots on that. That gives light to Lincoln here. Now at the 38-yard line for Lincoln, 38 yards to score, 8:33. This game's not over yet.
No, it's a 3-possession game, but still plenty of game to play.
Yes.
So 1st and 10 for the Patriots. The O'Gorman 38-yard line, left hash. Eisenbrod is shotgun. 2 receivers to his left. That's the short side. Tia in the backfield. He gets the handoff. No, fakes the handoff. Excuse me. Eisenbrod gets it, rolls out left, and he's going to be sacked back on the OG 47-yard line. And there's that tenacious defense again, Dan.
That's Stucco and Witchery in there. Them guys great. Did you see them come after him?
I did. I thought Tia had the ball, to be honest. An excellent, very well executed fake, but the defense was not fooled for a second.
But here it is. The defense has been out here most of the second half, or I should say the most of the 4th quarter. So they got to be getting a little bit tired. I know I would be. So, I mean, that's the Lincoln's benefit right here.
So 2nd and 18 for the Patriots. Ball was spotted on the 46 left hash. Eisenbrod spread receivers. Drops back, looks to pass, is rushed. He's wrapped up from behind and pushed forward. That'll actually be a gain of about 3 yards, but preventing a larger gain. I think that was number 52. That was no, that was Noah Reeves. Excuse me.
You see Noah come all the way around, and he ran right on the coattails of the quarterback to get him.
That's Noah Reeves, number 11, a 6'1", 200-pound senior. Very quick, solid player around that end.
3rd and long here. This is a very critical play for the Knights on defense here.
3rd and we'll say 15 from the Lincoln 43-yard line, and running off that line is Zach Hansen, the wide receiver on the far side near the OG sideline. That'll come back 5.
Too bad you can't decline it for 4th down.
Right. 7:07 to play here in the 4th quarter. Knights lead Lincoln 25-7 here at Howard Wood Field on a beautiful September night. I'm Michael Promus alongside Dan Johnson, Brett Byler, Alex High. Appreciate you listening. Oh, yeah, we have this, what's his name, Sebastian Altoff kid back here as well.
Yeah, he's our spotter.
Spotter, yes. Our intern, I guess, unofficial intern.
Gopher.
3rd and 19 for the Patriots. Eisenbrod looks to pass, drops back, fires it down the left sideline. Overthrew his intended receiver, though, again, and that falls incomplete. I think if we have a storyline for this game for either side, Dan, it's overthrowing receivers, because Eisenbrod's done it a lot, Norton's done it a lot, and I'm just pointing it out, and it's been unfortunate because I think we could have seen some great passing plays in this game if they were just a little bit more on target.
Who was that on deep? I cannot read that number.
Again, we have the silver numbers and letters on the white jerseys, and we're about 80 yards away from the action.
Webben, 87.
So 4th and 19, the Patriots show a punt, and back to return for OG is Andrew Pujado. No, excuse me. We have Caden Hackman and Jacob Bird. Low snap, but it's recovered, and fair caught this time at the 21-yard line.
Fair catch by Norton.
So the Knights will go back to work here this time, relieved just to get that special teams play out of the way. And Dan, I think name of the game is probably run the ball and run down that clock, huh, with 6.5 minutes?
Well, 6:33. We got the ball. We got, you're up 25-7, 3-possession game, like you said a little bit ago. Yeah, let's run the ball. Give it to the bowling ball. Let's start picking up 5-6 yards on every play and run this clock. And again, Lincoln has 2 timeouts left. Gorman has all 3.
Norton with 4 receivers to his left side, fakes the pass left and keeps it himself. Breaks past one player with a little help from one of his wide receivers, brings it up to the 30 for a gain of 9. Let's step aside for station identification. This is O'Gorman Knights football.
You're listening to the RPR Network. FM 94.5, KGWD Sioux Falls, and FM 91.3, KSTJ Hartford. Real Presence Radio, your family of faith and hope.
Knights looking at 1st and 10 now on their own 31-yard line. On the right hash, Norton and shotgun, trips left one back. Here's the snap, throws it over right side. This time it's caught by Canyon Bauer. He's going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. He was thrown out of bounds supposedly after he was already out. Flags fly, and I think we're going to see a bit of a unsportsmanlike conduct.
You don't want to see that, and that's when people get hurt, and there's no need for that.
And excuse me, that was actually Bo Blunt on the reception. I apologize.
That should be an automatic. It'll be a 1st down. It should be about a 15-yard.
First and front, number 28, defense. 15-yard penalty.
Yep.
15 yards from the Knights. 38-yard line brings it all the way up into Lincoln territory at their 47.
And the player's still down. Lincoln player over there on the sideline for the Knights, right in front of the bench there.
Yeah, so not only was it a foul on him, but he also injured himself.
Number 7, is it Aiden Sand?
Yes, sir.
I can see that number.
Absolutely.
It's white on red.
Absolutely. Both teams are going to take a break while they tend to the injured player. We'll step aside as well. This is O'Gorman Knights football on Real Presence Radio.
Providence Financial is committed to protecting what matters most to you, your family, and your future. Mark Promis, a trusted choice independent insurance agent with Providence Financial in Sioux Falls, does not work for any one insurance company. He works for you. Mark provides coverage for home, auto, business, health, life, and more. And he can customize policies for you. To make an appointment with Mark, you can call 605-376-3227, or you can visit him at 3208 East 26th Street.
Get ready. September 19th through the 21st is the Real Presence Radio Fall Live Drive. Please plan to call in and pledge your support of the RPR network from wherever you are. Whether you listen on the radio, online, or on our app, we need you to help support your stations and be active members of this family of faith and hope. It's the Fall Live Drive on Real Presence Radio, Wednesday, September 19th through Friday the 21st. Don't miss it.
Welcome back to Howard Wood, and while we are away, Zach Norton connected all the way down the right side of the field with Bo Blunt for a massive gain for the O'Gorman Knights. A 35-yard catch brings the ball all the way to the Lincoln 12-yard line with 5:48 to play in this fourth quarter. Knights leading 25-7.
And he was wide open on that last play.
Wide open. Norton trips left, hands it off up the middle this time into the hands of Wishart. He goes straight to the end zone, and was he short?
Oh, they're going to give it.
They're going to give it to him. Touchdown,
yes.
O'Gorman.
Yes. Untouched. He just took off. The bowling ball just took off, and
that's the second rushing touchdown for Tate Wishart in tonight's matchup. 12-yard rush on first down. Connor Pavelko in to kick the PAT. Pavelko readies. Schlimgin readies as well. Here's the snap. Schlimgin holds. Pavelko kicks. It's up and good. The O'Gorman Knights lead the Lincoln Patriots 32-7 with 5:36 to play in the fourth quarter. We'll step aside once more. This is O'Gorman Knights football on Real Presence Radio.
Whether you need to be fitted with eyeglasses or contact lenses, or you need a comprehensive eye exam, Barnett Vision Clinic in Sioux Falls utilizes the latest technology and treatments available. Barnett Vision Clinic offers a wide selection of eye care products, including sunwear, eyewear, and contact lenses to fit your specific eye care needs. Barnett Vision Clinic offers a same-day pay for patients without vision coverage. Their number is 605-335-7757 or online at barnettvisionclinic.com.
Hi, this is Mark Konzemius. In 1987, Bishop Paul Dudley and a group of business leaders started the Catholic Community Foundation for Eastern South Dakota to help raise, manage, and distribute God's gifts as determined by donors' intent. 28 years later, we continue to grow their vision and legacy of faith. Many choose the Catholic Community Foundation for their charitable giving because of our commitment to Catholic, moral, and social values. Learn more about how you can leave a legacy of faith through the Catholic Community Foundation at 605-988-3788 or visit cfesd.org.
.536 to play. The Knights lead 32-7 here at Howard Wood Field over the Lincoln Patriots. A 35-yard pass from Norton to Blunt, and then a 12-yard rush by Wishart tacks on the touchdown for OG. Pavelko puts this one in the end zone, and Lincoln will go to work at the 20-yard line. Now, Dan, if you're the Lincoln Patriots, what are you going to do? I mean, you have a good amount of time, 5.5 minutes. That's just under a quarter's worth of time, but you have about 4 possessions you have to come back from.
You got to strike fast. He's got to have to put it up. He's got to. I'll just say Hail Mary. He's going to have to. He's got to make something happen for the Patriots here. They just can't run the ball and get 5-10 yards. They're not going to concede. 5:36. I'm going to put it up. I'm going to try some passes, some deep balls, and maybe get some penalties and pick up a first down here or there. But you got to try something.
We'll see Eisenbraun in shotgun. Kicks it over left side. It's going to be brought up to the 25-yard line. Reception
by Needles. Some good sportsmanship there between the Knights and the Patriots. Always like to see that. 2nd and 4 now for the Patriots.
And it's a hurry-up offense. There's no huddle. They're going right to it. Maybe a reverse, double reverse, something of that nature.
Trips right for Eisenbrunn in shotgun. He has T in the backfield, takes the snap, looks to pass left. He's rushed over on the right side. He's held down and then clobbered by 3 O'Gorman defensive players back on the Lincoln 18-19 yard line. That'll be the 4th sack of the night for this O'Gorman defense.
Kunkel was right in there, one of the first ones in there, but there was 4 white shirts on him.
We're going to say 3rd down and 11 now for the Patriots. Ball on their own 19 in the middle of the field. Eisenbrunn shotgun. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. The tight end on the right side as well. Tia in the backfield. Here's the snap. Eisenbrunn looks to pass, looks right, throws it just a little too under for Nolan Ransom. He's not able to come back and grab it, tips off his fingertips and falls incomplete. So 4th down 11 now for Lincoln. And at this point, Dan, you probably just have to go for it. Can you afford to punt?
Yeah, I think he's going to punt. Kind of conceding here a little bit. 4:26. You know, the clock is against him. Yep, they're going to go for the punt.
You're right. Excuse me.
Who's going back?
Caden Hackman goes deep for the Knights.
Standing about the 48, 49 yard line.
Oh, that's Caden Hackman, number 1 on your roster. He did muff that punt earlier in the game. We'll see if he can redeem himself a little bit here. I should say that punt was muffed and turned back over to the Patriots. Here's the snap. It's a bit of a low punt, a little wobbly, a duck, if you will. Hackman, fair catches at the 49. This time he does hold on to it. So the Knights will get the ball in Lincoln Patriots territory with 4:20 to play in this 4th quarter. Again, the Knights lead 32-7.
You know, we got to give a shout out to one of our sponsors are back. Big Rig Barbecue.
Yes.
Oh, baby. You folks, if you have never been to Big Rig down there, 41st in Minnesota, you're missing out.
It's a thing of beauty, really. They catered my wedding, for goodness sakes. I mean,
I tell you what, they got a buffet Tuesday through Saturday.
Yes.
Closed on Sundays and Monday. Don't go there on Mondays. They're locked up. But I tell you what, that buffet knocks your socks off.
Absolutely fantastic. I love the boneless smoked chicken thighs. They're just divine.
He had pork belly I saw the other day. But voted one of the best barbecue in South. I think voted the best barbecue in South Dakota.
Yeah, by Food Network or something like that.
Big Rig Barbecue, 41st in Minnesota. Go check them out, folks. You won't regret it. You'll be thanking me.
Tate Wisher dove up the left side of the line there for a gain of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 now for the Knights on the Patriots' 43-yard line in the middle of the field. Trips left now for Norton. Excuse me, it's Tegan Schlimgen in now. He fakes the handoff, rolls up right side. He's going to be decked at the 35-yard line. Oh, that was Norton. I apologize, folks. 13, the 3 and the 0 between 13 and 10. Difficult to see. I apologize. Bring up 3rd down and 4. Or, I'm sorry, 1st and 10 from the 34. Now I'm transposing numbers. It's a long night, apparently.
You know, next week's homecoming.
It is.
Maybe Big Rig will bring us an early dinner because the game's at 5.
There we go.
You know, I challenge you. Maybe we want to bring you something about 4 o'clock.
There you go. Bob, if you're listening.
Yeah, come on.
We'd love some. I have money. 1st and 10 for the Knights. Right hash. Norton trips left in shotgun. Here's the handoff up the middle. It is Wishart. He's got room to run down the right sideline to the end zone. Touchdown, O'Gorman.
Yes, untouched.
Again. Some fantastic blocking from that offensive line. And Wishart just turned on the Jets and got into the end zone now for the 3rd time tonight.
That was how many yards was that?
Looks like that was a 32-yard run. So 32 yards plus his already 91 yards. Makes 123 yards rushing so far for Tate Wishart.
So on the year then, see exactly.
Pavelko lines up the PAT. Here's the snap, the place, the kick. It's a little low, a little bad, but it is good enough to get in there. 39-7, the O'Gorman Knights lead the Lincoln Patriots. 3:10 to play in the 4th quarter. We'll step aside. This is O'Gorman Knights football on Real Presence Radio.
Get ready September 19th through the 21st is the Real Presence Radio Fall Live Drive. Please plan to call in and pledge your support of the RPR network from wherever you are. Whether you listen on the radio, online, or on our app, we need you to help support your stations and be active members of this family of faith and hope. It's the Fall Live Drive on Real Presence Radio, Wednesday, September 19th through Friday the 21st. Don't miss it.
Need repairs on gas pumps, tanks, and air compressors? Sioux Equipment Company can help. They serve Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. Sioux Equipment Company also offers services for lifts, signs, decals, and tank truck equipment. Sioux Equipment Company at 605-334-1653 is a supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
3:10 left to play in this fourth quarter. Knights leading now 39-7 over these Lincoln Patriots, and a game that is, well, Dan, for lack of a better term, kind of run away from the Lincoln Patriots, and quite literally, the Knights have 452 yards total offense, 310 of those being rushing yards.
Yes, ran away.
Pavelko puts this one in the end zone.
You know, third quarter was kind of iffy for the Knights a little bit. The start of the fourth quarter, you could see the momentum, shift, the turnover. We got the turnover, they got the turnover back, and all of a sudden, and then they got the ball and took it down and scored, and now two. So it's, they're playing their type of ball. We'll see. They're going to have some subs come in for defense. I believe so.
Yeah, I think we're going to see second string D here for OG.
And I'm going to try to get some numbers for some of these young men out there.
Yeah, it looks like we have second string O from Lincoln as well, more or less conceding. Dalton Garber's in at quarterback for the Patriots. Handoff up the middle to number 34, Sam Southwick. Dives up the middle. He'll make it back to the line of scrimmage, but go no further. Second and 10 now for the Patriots on their own 20. Clock ticks past 3 minutes here at Howard Wood Field.
Second down chance for the Patriots.
Okay, Hackman's in on defense. He's 47. I believe that's, I don't have him on my roster. Is that 40?
Garber's in shotgun, spread receivers, one back, fires it over right side. It's tipped by his intended receiver, tipped by a couple Knights as well, and falls incomplete. That's Leo Kay on the, was the intended receiver. 3rd and 10 now for the Patriots.
Pavaco's in there. He just about got the interception.
Yep, sure enough. Getting a little DB work in there. Kicker, wide receiver, defensive back. Is there anything this young man can't do?
As a sophomore, this is good education for him. This
Absolutely.
is good experience for him.
Garber's in shotgun again. Spread receivers yet again on 3rd and 10 on their own 20. Garbers takes the snap, drops back the pass, looking left. He gets some pressure, fires it away over the head of his intended receiver, falls incomplete. That was Johannes Tuba, the intended receiver. Bring up 4th and 10 now for the Patriots, and they'll step on to punt.
But again, they didn't let up any pressure at all. That pressure was there. I mean, they were right there.
A reminder, coming up after today's game, we'll have our Knights Locker Room show, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagen with Hagen Chiropractic Clinic. We'll break down everything we saw in this game. We'll get you some stats. We'll hear from O'Gorman head coach Jason Poppinga, and we will look forward to next week's homecoming game at O'Gorman versus Rapid City Central. That and more coming up again. The Knights Locker Room show, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagen with Hagen Chiropractic Clinic, right here on Real Presence Radio.
Okay, Hackman and Pavaco are back to receive the punt.
Here's the snap. The punt's the line drive. And it's going to be picked up by Pavelko at the 40. He wanted to do something with it, or maybe he couldn't get the fair catch. Caught it at the 40-yard line and was stuffed immediately. So Knights will go back to work offensively on the Lincoln 41.
He did want it, didn't he?
He did.
You could.
He was looking for a return,
yes,
I think.
Yes.
Return to the house. 2:20 to play in this fourth quarter. Knights with 3 timeouts, Lincoln Patriots with 2. We'll see if they intend on using those to keep this game going. Have brought in several backups, though.
And Schlimkin is now in as quarterback for the Knights.
Schlimkin in for OG. He's looking at trips left, one back, and one receiver to his right as well. Schlimkin takes the snap. It's high, but he recovers. Handoff up the middle. charging his way forward is Jacob Schwab. He'll pick up about 8 yards on the carry. Make that 7. Tegan Schlemgen, by the way, 5'10", 165-pound sophomore. Looking to be a very promising quarterback once he gets a few more games under his belt, I think. A good passer. Just gets a little frazzled when he has to scramble. But getting lots of good experience here this year. Trips left now for Schlemgen, one back. Here's the snap. Fakes the handoff to Schwab. Schlemgen keeps it himself. Dives up the middle. He'll actually lose a yard this time.
Parker Pollock's in left guard, number 67, senior.
$1.34 to play in this fourth quarter. Knights looking at 3rd down and 4. Another shout out, by the way, to one of the OG managers who takes such good care of this squad, keeping them informed and giving them the video that they need. Molly Jo Johnson. Oh, and we actually have some information. She is in the 11th grade. I think that's a junior. 17. Favorite food is French fries. She wants to be a dentist someday. And she wants to give a shout out to her loving father from Sioux Falls, Dan Johnson. Dan?
That's a good daughter.
Yeah, it is a good daughter. 3rd and 4. For OG, Schlemgen's going to keep it himself. This time, I think he'll pick up 2 yards on the carry.
She's not correct, though. Her favorite food is chicken.
Chicken?
Chicken. Oh.
What about chicken and French fries? That's a great combination.
She missed that. No, but she's the she's the main student manager for the O'Gorman football team and loves it and does all the filming on game days, and she's up over here kind of helping us out a little bit now and then, and coaching on one side, the videos on the other side. So
4th and 3 now for OG. Trips right. Schlemgen in shotgun. One back. Here's the snap. Fakes the handoff to Schwab. Schlemgen keeps himself, rolls out right side. There's the first down at the 20. He's going to be hit down at about the 16, 17-yard line. Not bad for the sophomore. They'll move the change and keep this clock running with 16 seconds in the fourth quarter. Knights lead 39-7.
And he needs this. He needs this type like this for the second string like this. This is wonderful.
Absolutely, absolutely. The Knights are just going to let this one ride out. 10 seconds on the clock as Lincoln makes their way back to their sideline near us. O'Gorman makes their way back to their sideline on the far side. 3, 2, 1. And the O'Gorman Knights stay perfect on the season, move to 4-0 with a victory over the Lincoln Patriots, 39-7. Fantastic win for the O'Gorman Knights. And a great morale booster as they only have one more team to beat in the Sioux Falls Metro, and that is the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders. They'll get their chance at the Rough Riders in just 2 short weeks for that city championship right here at Howard Wood Field, Dan.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that. But first, we have Rapid City come to town next week. But anyway, it's a great overall game by the Knights. Sloppy again, kind of like the Harrisburg game a little bit. I'm sure Coach won't be 100% happy, but a win's a win, but also a little bit sloppy. A lot of mental mistakes.
The Gorman Knights congratulating their opponents. And we will potentially hear from O'Gorman head coach Jason Popiga down on the sideline with Alex High. He's just waiting for the coach. We'll either hear from him on the sideline or he might come up and join us in the booth here. We'll just kind of see what he's feeling, but we're going to keep it right here. Coming up in just a few short minutes, by the way, we will have our Knights Locker Room Show, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic Clinic. We're going to break down this game, get you some stats about this game. We'll dub our Knights Player of the Game, sponsored by Pizza Ranch, and we will also get you ready for next week's homecoming game. And if you're still listening and not tuned out quite yet, just know that that game is at 5 p.m. next week.
Central Time.
Central Time. We'll be on the air at 4:30 for that game. So just a PSA right there before we get too far into it. And while people are still hanging around, if you feel like you want to tune out for the Knights Locker Room Show, that's your prerogative, but I recommend you stick around. It should be a fantastic show. By the way, next week, the Real Presence Radio Fall Live Drive, Wednesday and Friday. Be sure to tune in between 7 and 6:30 p.m. and make a donation. Keep Real Presence Radio on the air. Be an active member of this ministry and the family and this family of faith and hope.
I'm just looking at, we've been averaging 42 points per game here in the 4 games with the Knights.
Their offense has been very strong so far. Defense we know is strong, and offensively they've hung around very well. We'll take it down now to the field. Alex High is with Jason Poppinga. Alex. Oh. Alex, you there?
I don't think he can hear us.
Alex, go ahead.
We are down on the sidelines with the victorious coach of the O'Gorman Knights, Jason Poppinga. First thing I want to ask about is the penalties tonight. Was that something that the officiating crew was calling it tight, or was there something going on with the team tonight?
I mean, both ways probably. We didn't play a great game tonight. We were a really lackluster performance, and the officials obviously didn't give us any help. And the penalties were penalties, and broke a lot of momentum we had, and we just really never got momentum going in this game. So it was kind of a frustrating game for us as coaches as far as our preparation coming into this one, and not performing very well. So, but hats off. Lincoln battled hard in this game, and and kept it close for a long time.
So we had a heavy dose of Zach Norton tonight. What did he bring to the game plan tonight?
Well, I mean, obviously he played the whole game last time, so this is nothing new.
It's kind of 2 weeks in a row where you didn't come out quite right in the second half. What do you think your team needs to do better going forward?
We just made mistakes. I mean, we had an offside penalty our first play. So, like I said, we didn't play well. Throughout the course of this game, we had a lot of execution mistakes. And, as a result, we let a team stay with us for a long time in the game. And, that's just the way it was.
One bright spot tonight was the end of the first half. He had a nice drive going down the field, managed the clock well, and got a field goal before the second half. What did you think of your team's execution on that drive?
Poor, really. I mean, we didn't do things well. We should have had a touchdown out of that one, and we had to settle for a field goal. So, yeah, we were disappointed.
All right, thanks for your time, Coach, and good luck next week.
Yep, thanks.
All right, Mr. Alex High, that was O'Gorman head coach Jason Poppinga. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll have your Knights Locker Room show, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic.
Long-term relationships with its clients. Andrew DeMore and Thaddeus Barnes, financial advisors with the Barnes DeMore Group of Morgan Stanley's Sioux Falls office, know that building relationships begins with getting to know each client. Andrew and Thad can create personal investment strategies to help meet retirement, education, and other financial needs. Andrew and Thad can be reached at 338-6500. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley, Smith Barney LLC, member SIPC.
Financial Benefits Company helps individuals and small businesses prepare for retirement. Financial Benefits Company's philosophy is safe principal, positive return. You can reach John Fritsch at 605-334-8086 and on the web at fbcjf.com. Financial Benefits Company is a proud sponsor of Catholic Radio.
Join us for The Shepherd's Voice and Ignition on Monday mornings from 7 to 8, plus 3 weekly editions of our regular local show, Real Presence Live, Tuesday through Thursday mornings from 9 to 11. This includes 2 monthly Real Presence Live programs hosted from Sioux Falls by Heather Carroll, Father Tim Smith, and Dr. Chris Bergwald. On Saturdays at 5 p.m., tune in Word on Fire with Bishop Robert Barron and Reflections with Father Mike Schmitz. And on Sunday mornings at 8:30, you can hear Catholic Views. Enjoy these great programs on the RPR Network.
Do you have daily pain and discomfort that includes headaches, neck and back pain, and arm and leg numbness? Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic Clinic provides gentle adjusting, x-ray evaluation, rehabilitation, and massage therapy to treat these symptoms. Hagan Chiropractic Clinic is located on 14th and Cliff, 6 blocks north of Avera Hospital.
Hi, this is Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic Clinic. Don't say ouch, call me at 361-OUCH.
From Real Presence Radio, welcome to the Knights Locker Room Show, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic Clinic. Now, back to the field with Michael Bromus and Dan Johnson.
Welcome into the Knights Locker Room Show, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic Clinic. The O'Gorman Knights overcoming the Lincoln Patriots tonight, 39-7 at Howard Wood Field. A good performance overall by the O'Gorman Knights. Some spots that are probably going to be adjusted in this week's coming practice, but hey, a win's a win, and the Knights remain perfect at 4-0 on the season, Dan.
But overall, that I think they looked good. Again, like you said, and Coach said, a lot of mental mistakes and everything. Some plays were called back. Even on Lincoln. I mean, Lincoln had that time in the second quarter there, that touchdown, or they had the ball at the 1 yard line. Great catch by Lincoln, and it was lineman downfield and brought it back. That could have been a big change in the game right there for the scoring. It would have been a little bit closer at halftime. But sloppy, but like we said, win's a win, but they'll work on it. We're back home. We're back at the MAC on Friday night, and so it'll be – they got a lot of things to work on, like you said.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, some adjustments here and there. Nothing major, but I mean, what really gave the Knights some problems was the penalty situation. Just a lot of mental mistakes. That's nothing new for O'Gorman. I mean, they've struggled with that. We have a younger team that's not quite as experienced, so you're going to get those kind of situations. But Jason Papigo wants to polish off that stuff. He doesn't want those mental mistakes anymore, and just wants the Knights to play crisper and cleaner, because I tell you what, when the Knights play Roosevelt, they are not going to be able to make mistakes if they want to beat them.
If you make mistakes against Roosevelt, they will come back and capture on that and burn you big time. Excuse my terminology, but they will. I mean, you got a good team with Roosevelt like that, they're gonna, you make a mistake, they're gonna pop right on you and go with it.
Oh, absolutely, and they have a lot of good things, like I said, to look forward to this coming week of practice, and we'll just see what kind of comes of that as the O'Gorman Knights get ready for their homecoming game next week. You're listening to the Knights Locker Room Show, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic Clinic. We'll step aside for a moment. When we come back, we'll have some stats for you on tonight's victory, 39-7 over the Lincoln Patriots. Coming up also, we'll dub our Knights Player of the Game and get you ready for next week's game. Like I mentioned, homecoming at O'Gorman against Rapid City Central. That's on the way right here on Real Presence Radio.
Aaron's in Sioux Falls is a lease-to-own retailer of furniture, electronics, and appliances. Aaron's offers payments that include 12, 18, and 24-month plans, and Aaron's same-as cash option. They provide delivery and setup with a lease-to-own agreement, and product service and repair are also included. You can visit the Sioux Falls Aaron's store or call 988-9999. And you can also shop online at aarons.com to experience the Aaron's difference. Own it.
Hi there, Ryan here from Mini Critters. Mini Critters has been a locally owned stop for all pets' needs to keep them happy and healthy. With all the pet food choices available, finding the right dog or cat food can be a challenge. But no worries. We can be reached at 605-361-0006 and let our staff help find the perfect food for any dog or cat. Mini Critters has food, treats, toys, and more. Mini Critters, your friends, your family.
Welcome back into the Knights Locker Room Show, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagan with Hagan Chiropractic Clinic. Knights victorious over the Lincoln Patriots, 39-7 here at Howard Wood Field. And the Knights, despite a few hiccups here and there, have put up some very impressive stats. Let's take a look at those right now. We'll just get right into it without much pageantry. 477 yards total offense for the O'Gorman Knights, 335 of those rushing yards out of 37 attempts. If you're really good at math, that's about 9 yards per carry. Very, very impressive for the O'Gorman Knights. It's actually 9.1, just because I have it right here. Pass yards, 142 yards, 11 for 25 for OG, but one interception from Mr. Zach Norton. Top performers for OG then, Zach Norton, leading rushing for OG, 16 attempts, 170 yards, averaging about 10.5 yards per carry. One touchdown, the longest of those being a 33-yarder. Tate Wishart, 16 carries, 131 yards. 3 touchdowns for Tate Wishart on the ground in this game. Tegan Schlimgen had 4 carries for 27 yards as well. Jacob Schwab 1 for 7. Passing, like I mentioned, Zach Norton 11 for 25, 1 interception, 1 TD as well, 142 yards total passing for the quarterback. Bo Blunt, the leading receiver for the O'Gorman Knights, 2 receptions for 42 yards. Canyon Bauer had 3 for 27. Connor Pavelko, 2 for 26 with a touchdown. Evan Witry, 2 catches for 25 yards. And Tate Wishart, 2 catches for 22 yards. There are your O'Gorman stats in this victory against the Lincoln Patriots. And I should point out, like I did at halftime, the Knights had the ball for, let's see, about 6 minutes less than the Lincoln Patriots, meaning they executed quickly offensively and they kept the Patriots on the ground offensively for a long time, which just wears out your offense and keeps the other team's score relatively low.
But a couple times through there, the Knights were, really slow on the ball, delay a game. It's just kind of that's not their style. And I'm not sure what happened there. That's what.
And we actually have them down for 9 penalties for 80 yards. I mean, that's when you play dare I say, a slightly better team, and things get a little bit tighter, that will lose you a football game.
And how did coach tell you that? How did he say that? They were, I want to say lazy, but they just kind of got down a little bit.
Yeah, more execution, and that interview
gotta
was about.
Turn your mic on there, sir.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, mic's off.
Check.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah, no, that interview went just about how I expected it to. Coach was talking about how their execution was poor, and just not the way he wants his team to play. And so if I'm a Knights football player, I am not looking forward to practice next week.
I think there might be some running.
Or maybe some up-downs.
Some up-downs. Maybe a little both. Run, up, down, run more.
Back in the 70s, they were called ladders.
Ladders. Absolutely. Well, and I think you're right. I mean, he was obviously not happy with the performance tonight. Just a lot of mental mistakes, and that's something head coach Jason Popica just absolutely laments.
I tried to point out a bright spot there in the first half, and he wasn't having it.
Wasn't having it. No, so there.
So yeah,
obviously,
and that's it's easy to say, hey, we won, good for us. We won by 32 points. Like you can look at that and say, hey, good for us. But I think one thing that Poppinga is good at is finding those mistakes in games where you did win big and always finding something to improve on.
Yes. And that's what it is. It's not to criticize the kid. It's to improve the team, to round these young men out into better football players and better young men, and that's what he's doing. He's pushing them to try to just be better, and that's his philosophy as a coach, and that's why he's one of the best in the state.
Absolutely, and that passion showed itself in that interview. He was not happy, and your friendly neighborhood sideline reporter maybe should have ended it a little sooner.
That's okay. You did a great job, Mr. High. We appreciate it. You're listening to the Knights Locker Room Show, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagen with Hagen Chiropractic Clinic. We'll step aside. When we come back, your Pizza Ranch Knights players of the game. That's on the way right here on Real Presence Radio.
Do you have daily pain and discomfort that includes headaches, neck and back pain, and arm and leg numbness? Dr. Mark Hagen with Hagen Chiropractic Clinic provides gentle adjusting, x-ray evaluation, rehabilitation, and massage therapy to treat these symptoms. Hagen Chiropractic Clinic is located on 14th and Cliff, 6 blocks north of Avera Hospital.
Hi, this is Dr. Mark Hagen with Hagen Chiropractic Clinic. Don't say ouch, call me at 361-OUCH.
Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street in Sioux Falls has something for everyone. They offer a buffet featuring pizza and chicken. Pizza Ranch has daily specials as well as 5 party rooms and a dining area. You can also order online and they'll bring the experience to you. Pizza Ranch is located across from O'Gorman High School on 41st Street and can be contacted by calling 271-8646. Pizza Ranch is a strong supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
Welcome back into the Knights Locker Room Show, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagen, Hagen Chiropractic Clinic. 39-7, the O'Gorman Knights with the victory over the Lincoln Patriots. And by the way, Hagen Chiropractic in Sioux Falls for headaches, neck and back pain, and arm and leg numbness. Dr. Mark Hagen can be contacted at 361-OUCH. That's 361-OUCH. Hagen Chiropractic, good hands for bad backs. It's time now where we take everything we saw in this game, throw it into a blender, pulsate it a few times, then kick that puppy onto high, click the 9 setting, blend it into a slurry, pour it out into individual glasses, labeled offense and defense for our Knights offensive and defensive players of the game, sponsored by Pizza Ranch in Sioux Falls. And Dan, offensively, I think it's a pretty clear it's pretty clear.
I'm going to go with the junior. He's 5'10", 200 pounds.
Ah, yes.
The bowling ball, number 30, Tate Wishart, 16 for 131 yards, 3 touchdowns tonight, 8.1 yards a carry, and 2 interceptions, or 2 receiving for 22 yards. great night of football for Tate Wishart, the offensive player of the game.
I'd say his best game yet. I
and
mean,
he's young.
He is. He played hard. He put up some incredible numbers. 3 touchdowns isn't too shabby either. So, yes, I would agree. Tate Wishart.
Runs hard every time he gets the ball. Reminds me of Jerome Bettis.
You're right. He's kind of a stocky guy, a little bit shorter, but strong and athletic.
Yeah.
The fridge, right?
No, that was...
the fridge was Perry.
That was Perry. Oh, I'm sorry. Gosh.
The bus.
He was the
bus. The bus, that's right.
And I've had the honor and privilege of meeting the bus.
Really?
Yes.
Very nice.
Down at Notre Dame.
So there we go, our offensive player of the game.
Waiting for the Notre Dame reference.
Yeah. Well, I haven't mentioned St. Lambert's, but anyway.
Tate Wishart, maybe someday he'll be a bust. Now, defensively, Dan, who do you have?
Well, I'm thinking Noah Reeves, number 11.
I think you're right as well.
I mean, they all did. The defense, hats off to the defense. I think they played a great game. We're sloppy thing, but I tell you what, they never let up, and they were right there. They pressured that quarterback, that line. They went after him all night long.
You're right, handful of tackles, and he was at least involved in at least 2 sacks during the game as well. Some heavy pressure coming from the line there. So congratulations to Noah Reeves, number 11, a 6'1", 200-pound senior, our defensive player of the game. Again, brought to you by Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street in Sioux Falls. Pizza Ranch has daily specials every day and a fun zone for your kids to play. Pizza Ranch can be contacted by calling 271-8646. We'll step aside one more time, and when we come back to the night's Locker Room Show, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagen with Hagen Chiropractic Clinic, we'll get you information about next week's homecoming game, special airtime, and some special situations about how we are airing because of the fall live drive. So all that information coming up in 60 seconds right here on Real Presence Radio.
Pregnant. One word, many emotions. Catholic Family Services provides free and confidential counseling to birth parents regardless of faith or ethnic origin. The birth parents will receive information and resources to help make the right decision for them. To inquire about the process, speak with the pregnancy counselor or schedule an appointment, call Catholic Family Services at 605-988-3775 or email cfs@sfcatholic.org.
At McGuire Iron, we believe in building a better tomorrow by providing unmatched services to deliver life-sustaining water. We're a family-run company that has been in business for over 100 years. We pride ourselves on using faith principles in our business practices every day. This deep faith in the church is why we support the Sioux Falls Catholic school system. From all of us at McGuire Iron and the Jones family, we wish all the O'Gorman students and student athletes good luck this year.
Welcome back one more time to the night's Locker Room Show, sponsored by Dr. Mark Hagen with Hagen Chiropractic Clinic in Sioux Falls. 39-7 victory for the O'Gorman Knights. We have a scoreboard update for you, but first we'll get you some information about the next game for the O'Gorman Knights. Of course, they moved to 4-0 on the season. Perfect so far. And they get to celebrate homecoming next week as we celebrate the halfway mark of this 2018 football season. They're going to be playing Rapid City Central, a 5 p.m. kickoff. That's Central Time, 5 p.m., which means we're going to be on the air at 4:30 with the Knights Game Day Show. But things are going to be a little different because next week we have our fall live drive right here on Real Presence Radio. That's actually Wednesday through Friday. You can call and donate 7 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. All 3 of those days help keep us on the air, help support Catholic Radio, be an active member of this ministry and this family of faith and hope. So that is actually going to carry on to 6:30 p.m., which will cut into our broadcast on 94.5 FM and 91.3 FM, also on our mobile app and online at yourcatholicradiostation.com. However, you can catch the game in its entirety on YouTube. Our live stream will be going from beginning to end of this game, including the Knights Game Day Show, Knights Halftime Show, Knights Locker Room Show. All that will be on YouTube for the entirety. The network, our 94.5, 91.3 FM stations will rejoin after the fall live drive next Friday. Again, kickoff at 5 o'clock. We're on air at 4:30 on YouTube. Search Real Presence Radio Sioux Falls, and then also on 94.5 FM, 91.3 FM after the fall live drive. Again, Rapid City Central, homecoming. It's going to be a boatload of fun. I might wear some throwback swag, homecoming. Yeah, it's fun stuff right now.
Well, especially. Pardon? Oh, I forgot about that.
What?
You were homecoming king in 2011.
Well, I graduated in 2011, but fall 2010.
Yeah, 2010.
Yeah,
wow.
that was me.
8 years ago.
I know. I'm getting old. But anyway, so it'll be a lot of fun. Let's get into our scoreboard update then and get folks on their way this evening. Dan, what do you have?
Okay, tonight, Rapid City Stevens was at Aberdeen Central. Aberdeen won 28-12. Sioux Falls Roosevelt was down playing the Bucks of Yankton. Roosevelt, number 1 in AAA. They beat Yankton 35-22. Brookings was up in Watertown. The Bobcats won 27-14. Brandon Valley out to Rapid City Central. They won 47-7. Hearn was playing the Governors in Pierre 34-7. And then Douglas was down at Harrisburg. Harrisburg won 48-0. So next week, Dakota Bowl, O'Gorman plays Rapid City Central. Rapid City Central. Homecoming.
Dakota Bowl was last week, Dan.
Oh, geez. It's getting late. Hey, it's past my bedtime. In homecoming, Rapid City Central now. They're 1-3. We're 4-0. Like you said, 5 o'clock start. So it's going to be going to be cool next week. I did see the forecast. High next Friday of 59 degrees.
Woo! That's fall weather.
So maybe time to put the Keens away in the shorts, because it could get chilly.
Absolutely. Should be a whole lot of fun. Hey, we're joined by Molly Joe now, manager extraordinaire for the O'Gorman Knights.
She needs a ride home.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. All right, Dan, that is going to do it, I think, for us here. Do you have anything else to add before we?
The girls, volleyball beat Rapid City Central tonight 3-1, and they lost to number 1 Stevens 3-2. Now they play Washington. Washington's number 2 in the state at O'Gorman Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, which Real Presence will be live streaming at 7 o'clock. So coming out to O'Gorman Tuesday night and root on the Lady Knights in volleyball against Washington. We should pack that house, folks. That'd be fun. Homecoming week, everything. When's the variety show? Is that Thursday night or is that?
I think it's usually
Thursday
night.
Folks, you've never been to that before. You need to go to that. The talent of the student body at O'Gorman, the arts, what they can do, they can sing and dance and everything. It is fabulous.
That and the coronation ceremony, of course.
It's fabulous.
Absolutely. That is going to do it for us here at Howard Wood Field. One more time, the O'Gorman Knights defeat the Lincoln Patriots 39-7, move to 4-0 on the season. Thank you so much for listening to tonight's broadcast. For Dan Johnson, for Alex High, for Brett Byler, for Molly Joe, and all of us here at Real Presence Radio. I'm Michael Promas, and thank you so much for listening. Have yourself a fantastic night.
God bless.
From Real Presence Radio, O'Gorman Knights football has been brought to you by
Catholic Family Services, Catholic Community Foundation of Eastern South Dakota, Jardine Construction, Hagen Chiropractic Clinic, Mini Critters, Barnett Vision Clinic, Crossroads, the Barnes DeMoore Group Financial Advisors at Morgan Stanley, Sioux Falls Catholic Schools, John Fritsch with the Financial Benefits Company, McGuire Iron, Knights of Columbus Insurance Field Agents Jason Bell Richard and Heath Dickelman, Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street, First Premier Bank Card, Aaron's, Sioux Equipment Company, I. Bailey, Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness, and Mark Promas with Providence Financial.
The preceding O'Gorman Knights activity has been a special presentation of Real Presence Radio Network. Now, back to our regularly scheduled programming.